not talking about the scammers, the drug dealers, the robbers, and the crooks.
Well, actually...
Now I'm watching the rise, and I wouldn't say I'm shocked, cause I'm hardly surprised. This one's for the ride, this one's for who knew I'd make it, just needed some time. This one's for my wife, could've left 1,000 times just to by my side. This one's for the grind, I knew it would happen, just had the strength in my mind. To the videos, they thought I was a black guy. That's hard to get over. I'm foreigner in the sport, but I'm fully devoted. I don't take it for granted that the door's been open. I knew I was different, I knew I was chosen. A breadwinner, but I'm soft-spoken. Authentic like a 5950 and there's no cap. Let's have a toast to that. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the They done baptized the bad guy. Still don't follow religion. The fabric's not average. The cotton's Egyptian. 500 for the shoes come dirty, but the European. Less is more and less is the bank. Up the score, I pull up from Trey. From the tray, I'm ballin' like Trey. Do what I can, I do what you can't. I wrote this 30,000 feet up. 10 toes stay G'd up. I'm tryna get that type of wealth like a house on the hills can't see us. Say the money still me up. Stay humble, stay teed up. I don't tell you how to live, so don't hit me with no weak stuff. And if you know the deal, then you know the deal. If it's real, then you know.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? This your man Marcus A. Brown, and I'm here to tell y'all that I just got done with my first consultation with the brother Andre of Love Crossing Borders. I just wanted to give him his praises. I need y'all to do two things if you haven't already. If you haven't subscribed to his YouTube channel, Love Crossing Borders. Also, if you are going to Colombia, if you're thinking of going anywhere, traveling internationally, please consider booking a consultation with the OG Andre of Love Crossing Borders. You will not be disappointed. I'm a fan of the channel, so I booked a 2-hour session just to show support, just to show love and say what's up. He provided a wealth of information, way more than I was even expected. He has an excellent presentation. So I just wanted to let y'all know you will not be disappointed. Book the consultation, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Dre, man, I appreciate you. I will be out in Colombia, and I look forward to linking up with you. And y'all, get in tune with him if you haven't already. Tell him MAB sent you.
And I'm glad I'm able to help raise up a community of black men.
Theo had this crazy idea of teaching black men what he had learned in the tech field.
If you're resistant to change, you only want to do one thing or one way, yeah, you're not going to make it.
This is about taking men, black men, and making them better men.
Where are all the black men? And I'm not talking about the scammers, the drug dealers, the robbers, and the crooks.
Well, actually...
Shout out to all you gentlemen here on Andre and Andre's Love Crossing Borders. Hope you guys are having a great evening. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got 21 people in the building. We are going to have an excellent show with our brother Theo Wolf in the building. Yes, sir. Theo will be giving us some information on the value of starting a career and step-by-step what a person needs to do to get off into tech. Now, we know that Theo will be talking about cloud engineering. He'll be talking about AI opportunities, as well as other opportunities to make these six-figure jobs. I'm going to say something before Theo comes on, before I give you guys the shout out. Doesn't matter what you think tonight. After this live stream, after the cameras go off, doesn't matter what you think. Doesn't matter what I think. Doesn't even matter what Theo thinks. The job market and technology is changing. Just like during the Industrial Revolution, the Agricultural Revolution, just during the technological revolution of the 80s and 90s, careers, jobs, everything shifted. I don't care how much money you've made in whatever endeavor you're doing right now. I'm letting you know, if you don't get on board with tech right now, you can forget about, in many ways, keeping that job that you got right now. Over 60% of jobs in the United States can be replaced in the next 5 years. Unless it's manual labor like landscaping or roofing, automobile repair. If it's not something like that, if it has to do anything to do with a factory, a foundry, a warehouse, if it has anything to do with truck driving, all you truck drivers that think that your job is solidified, did you know that they already have had automated trucks on the road testing them out, delivering products behind your back? Yeah, all you truck drivers that think that your job is just so locked up, I'm gonna buy me 5 more trucks. Go ahead. They better be automated, because if you plan on using drivers in the next 5 or 10 years, you guys are going to be obsolete, as well as other careers. We're going to look at some careers, not only listen to what Theo has to say, but I also put together a montage of jobs that disappeared over the last 50 months and 50 years. So guys, be ready to have your pen in hand, take notes, and actually take advantage of this opportunity to be some of the students in some of Theo's final classes. And when I say final, I mean final. All you guys that didn't take advantage of what Theo is offering in the last, since 2021, 2022, this is the grand finale coming up. This is it. Make no mistakes where you are. So when Theo speaks tonight, guys, be prepared. Be prepared. Shout out to all you guys that are here in the studio with us today. I may not read all what you guys have because Theo will be coming through in a moment. But I'm going to give you guys the shout out, such as my man Kenny Peoples. Shout out to you, brother, being here. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. And my man Don, aka the Don JP, is in the building. Good evening to you, as well as my Uncle Jeffrey, Ghostface. Jeff, we got to take advantage of this. This is it. This is it. We're talking about 6-figure opportunity, going from 0 to 6 figures. I've been looking this up. The lowest I've seen thus far is in the 90,000 salary range for these tech jobs. And we as black men and black women are just letting these jobs just sit. Everybody else getting paid but us. We're struggling, and yet we're not doing what needs to be done, that within 6 months to a year, we could be part of those 6-figure earners. So let's take seriously what Theo is going to be showing us this evening. Shout out to my man Tory Brown in the building. Blessings to you as well. And my man Hyatt Williams of the Williams family, first of his name. Shout out to Class 6 and Class 5. Yes, sir. Class 6 and Class 6.5 in the building. Yes, sir. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to Doe Tonight. Yes, sir. Or Do Tonight. Or Day Tonight. That's Day. Shout out to my man Day in the building. He said, Andre, you have got to get back into the algorithm. Yes. I didn't get the notifications, and you're not popping up on the YouTube Explorer page. And that does happen at times. That's YouTube. That's YouTube. That's another reason why I said, guys, this is going on our 7th year. We're going to give YouTube a 10-year run. We're going to give YouTube a 10-year run. After that, we'll be on Patreon, and any YouTube channels that we have, all of them will be AI. I looked it up today. Did you know between YouTube and TikTok, over 30% of YouTube channels and TikTok shorts are 100% AI? 100% AI. Some of your favorite YouTube channels was by some of your favorite YouTubers. Nobody's on the screen. It's just automated voices, automated videos, and they just dropping them. And they're making a bag, and they haven't used their own voice at all. So we're going towards AI. And like I said, the live streams like we do right now, those will be on Patreon, but we're going to be heading towards AI real soon. That's how the world is shifting, and we're going to be shifting with it. So when it comes to the YouTube algorithm, I understand what you're saying, Day. It is crazy. Shout out to my man David Dice once again in the building. Appreciate you being here. Hyatt says trades, tech, and YouTube. Yep. Let me scroll down a little further. Negron is in the building. Shout out to you being here. Say big fan of your channel. He say AI plans to go he said, and I plan to go to the Petronio Alvarez Festival in August. Oh man, you're gonna have a great time. You're gonna have a great time. I'm dropping, once I get done with the live stream, I'm dropping a video about the Crystal Ray, how to register. If you want to go to the giant statue of Christ like they want to have in Brazil, they've got one here in Cali, Colombia. But some of you guys don't know what steps to take to get there. So I give you all the information so you'll be able to, while you're here for the Petronio Alvarez Festival or whenever, you'll be able to enjoy the statue of Crystal Ray. Shout out to you guys. He say, when do you recommend where do you recommend we stay and be close to the festivals? You do not want to be close to the festivals. That's my first tip. You want to have to ride out to the festivals. Enjoy the events, the partying, the fun, and everything. You want to be on the north side of Cali. I'm letting you guys know now. North side, which is El Peñon, which is Granada, which is Chipichape Mall area. And you also want to be out west, where is El Peñon is out west. El Peñon, Granada is out east. Granada's out. Let me start over. Out north, you got two that you want to choose from. Two. I know some of you guys are going to say, but I like being out south. Yeah, that's cool, but no. And you know I'm not going to tell you to go out east in the hood, so forget about that. The event for Chipichape is, okay, here we go, guys. Let's pull it up on the map. I'm not going to do the shout-outs today, okay? I'll do the shout-outs for the super chats, but everybody else I won't do the shout-outs for. I'm going to answer this brother's question real quick because it's going to answer a lot of you guys' question. Shout out to Master of None in the building. So does that mean that your old content, we should download all the old content with AI coming? No, that content will still be here. I won't get rid of the channels. The channel will still be here. But like you guys see me on a regular basis, you might just see me once a week or once a month. I kid you not. Now, this is a couple years down the line, so don't think that is like going to be tomorrow. But let's get started with something real quick before Theo comes up. Let me do a screenshot. Let me pull this up on the screen so you guys will see the map of Cali, Colombia, so you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's one thing to just name off areas. It's another thing that you guys will actually see those areas so you can say, okay, I get it, Dre. I get it. Let me blow that up a little bit. Okay. Bring the screen share. Map of Cali, Colombia. Make sure that you gentlemen can see that. Okay, cool. That was a good question. For those that are coming for the Petronio Alvarez Festival, we're going to be doing a couple of live streams that's specifically about the festival. So this is Cali, Colombia, as you guys can see on the screen. Right here, these are the areas that you need to stay in the areas you need to stay away from. Let's do the stay away from areas first. Keep your ass from out east. Do not be out east in Cali, Colombia. I don't care how fine the women are. Me and Andre was talking about that the other day. Yes, how beautiful the Afro-Colombian women are out east, but that is the most impoverished area. That's one of the poorest areas of our state is Eastside Cali. You dealing with Eastside Cali women, you asking for it. Yes, they are fine and sexy. Dude, I rarely see unattractive sisters coming from the east side. Believe me, they are fine. But you don't want to get caught up because just because she good people, that don't mean her cousin over there who don't know you, that don't mean he good people. Just because her mama good people, that don't mean her uncle good people. So Just because you take your butt over there and the person that you know might not cut you, that don't mean that her people might not cut you. So keep your butts from the east side of Cali. Stay from over here. Just act like it don't exist. Act like it don't exist. South side of Cali, very nice, very modern, very beautiful. The south side down here, the lower part, really nice. This is the side on the east side where that explosion was. Out here on this bad part of the south side, the mountains, nobody goes anyway. You got to catch a cable car to get over there. But this side of the south, really nice, very modern, really cool. Only one problem. Well, two problems. On the south side, everything is spread out. You're not walking nowhere on the south side. You're going to need an Uber or a taxi to get to where you are, even though everything is nice. The Airbnbs are nice over there. Some of you guys go over there and you get your Airbnb and you hang out with your boys, cool. You get your pool, cool. Now, if you got it all set up like that, well, y'all ain't really got to go nowhere. Y'all just ordering through Rappi, which is Colombia's Uber, cool. That's great. But for all you guys that are coming down here and you may be like one dude or two dudes, you don't need to be on the south side. Why? There's not that much in walking distance. It's a lot around on the south side, but you got to have an Uber or a taxi to get around. That's why we recommend for all you guys that are coming down, get your Airbnb in the north side, on the west side or the north side. So we're going to talk about the west side or the north side. The west side is the San Antonio area where some guys are, San Antonio. You just heard me say that. You got the El Peñon area, which is right around here. Let's see where the cat park is. I know El Peñon is right around here. So the El Peñon area, this is on the west side, San Antonio. Oh, here it is. El Peñon is right here. Really nice. Really nice area. This is El Peñon right here. So this is west. El Peñon and San Antonio. El Peñon, San Antonio. Those are two areas where you want me. If I was getting an Airbnb and I stayed in San Antonio, my first three trips. I stayed in El Peñon my first three trips here to Colombia, so I know how nice El Peñon is. It's a little hilly, but everything that you want is in walking distance. It's right there where the cat park is. For those who have been here for the famous Cali, Colombia cat park. It's right in that area. El Peñon is right where Crystal Ray is. The statue is not far from this area, San Antonio and El Peñon. San Antonio's got nice restaurants. It's a little older as far as the architecture and everything because it's like one of the historical parts of Cali. But if it were me, I would do El Peñon. Next, I would do Granada area. This whole area here. Nice bars, nice clubs, grocery store and walking distance. A lot of guys that are from the States kind of hang out in El Peñon because it's just a strip of clubs and restaurants and bars. Not, I want to say too many clubs. It's a few clubs, bars and restaurants all up and down there. As soon as you walk out your door, you can find somewhere to go, find somewhere to eat, find something to do. That's the cool. Granada area never sleeps, it seems like. So Granada is number 3. Granada, all this. Now, this is out north. So this is west. You're starting to head out north. Now, let's head out north a little further. Chippy Chape area. The Chippy Chape Mall area. All this Chippy Chape and Parque Norte, all of this. We used to live a couple blocks from here. So this is Chippy Chape Mall. All of this area, Home Center, which is their version of Home Depot and Lowe's. Right here it says Parque del Norte, or the park out north. This is where we used to live. So if you see in your Airbnb, it says park out north, or you could just put in Airbnb Chippy Chape area and it'll all pull up. You could put in Granada, it'll all pull up. El Peñon, it'll all pull up as far as hotels or Airbnbs. Número 3, or the next one, out north is La Flor area. These are all apartments. This is where we live. All this is strata 6. All these other areas that we just been looking at are strata 5s and 6s, even out south. So you have the choice. Here we go. Let's do it again. You've got La Flor, La Flora area, with really nice apartments out here. You got the clubs right behind us. You got 25 nightclubs and party spots all right behind us. So the largest clubs and the largest party area in Cali is right behind the right behind Price Mart. This is right by us. So this is Exeter grocery store. You got Sam's Club. All this is in walking distance. That's the cool part about out north. Everything is in walking distance. So you have a choice. Like I said again, let's go through it. You've got El Peñon. I'm sorry, let's not do El Peñon yet. You've got La Flora area first. La Flora, which is translated to flower. You've got number 2, numero dos, Chippy Chape area. By the mall, Chippy Chape Mall area. That's where you want, really nice. Numero tres is the Granada area, right here, where you got the Marriott and all that over there, with all the bars. So you got the Granada area. Next, you've got El Peñon. That's where the Hyatt Regency is, the Intercontinental. I'm not saying get those hotels, but what I'm saying is everything is in walking distance over there as well. And number 5 you will go to is, your last but not least, is San Antonio. I would choose San Antonio last on my list. Now, here's the part. The Petronio Alvarez Festival is out here, out south, down here by Central Mall, literally down here by this mall. You see how far it is? This is where you stay. You want to stay here. You do not want to stay here. There's nothing out here but the mall. When you are not at the event, you got to think like that. When you are not at the event, you're stranded deep south. Ain't nothing out there for you. We all going out partying. Let's say Wednesday night. We all came down from out north, and we went down to this area right here in the Hardin, right? Where the event is going to be at. Guess what happens? Ain't nobody driving. We all go back. We all get ready to go out to club and party, have a good time. Ain't nobody driving all the way down here to pick you up and drive all the way back, and then club and party and drive you all the way back and then have to drive. No, partner. No. Ain't nobody hanging out with you. You're going to be by your dang self. Why? Because you decide to get you a spot out here. Now, for some of you dudes that are going to get a spot in Hardin, and it's like a bunch of your fellas, and y'all hang out, and y'all got a pool and all that, that's one thing. So if it's a bunch of you dudes that's partying, that's one thing. But if it's just a guy by yourself, or maybe just you and another person, dude, be out here out north and out west with the rest of us. Don't overthink it. I'm going to say this again. North, west, that's it. You ain't got no business being out east. And I know some of you going to be some knuckleheads and head out east because you some hood dudes. And so you think, since you like your hood, that you're going to go to the hoods of Cali. Go. I don't care. I already told you. I got some partners down here that hang out in the hood, love the hood. You'll never see me there. Ever. Ever. One of them already got drugged, trying to hang out in the hoods, mess with one of them hood chicks. And she played the long game. Instead of drugging him in April, she drugged him in November and got him for all his money. And he still hang out in the hood. Got one of them hood chicks pregnant. Went after one of our partners, told him, hey, man, this chick trying to hustle you, dude. True story. This chick trying to hustle you, dude. You may want to not sleep with her. What did he do? Slept with her anyway and got the hood chick pregnant. A raggedy hood chick. From not listening. So y'all can head out east if you want to. But as for Andre, I ain't taking you out east. I don't hang out east. I don't deal with none of that. I hang out in the central area downtown, which is fun. I hang out west in El Peñon. I hang out north in Granada. I hang out in Chippy Chape, and I live in La Flora. And then right behind La Flora is all the nightclubs, which is the Jumba Manga area. 25 nightclubs right there and there. Why the hell am I hanging out north? I mean, why I'm hanging out east? So that is just a breakdown. Let me make sure I check on Theo. Because, sometimes made a mistake. I'll make a mistake and send a wrong link or something. So let me make sure I got him that information. Okay, cool. He's good. Okay, cool. So that's the breakdown of if you're going to be coming to Cali, Colombia, and what you can expect as far as when you come to Petronio or anytime you come to Cali. Anytime you come to Cali, the only time I know guys that go, shout out to Show Enough in the building. The only time, and Ronan, the only time I recommend a person go out south is if you already got a girl out there that you chilling with. Like I got a couple partners that live here and they got their girls and they live out south and they've been living happily ever after. Now them dudes, cool people. There's a lot of nice mall. Like I said, south is the most modern area of Cali. So it's really nice. Don't get me wrong. It's really, really nice. But as far as the festival is concerned, it's only good for when you're at the festival, unless you're coming in with a group of dudes and y'all hanging out south. That's completely different. Let me scroll back up, give a shout out to all you guys. Hope that information helped you all out and answered that question for you, brother. Because that was a really good question. That's the only reason I went through the details, because it was a really good question. Let's see. Black Scorpion is in the building. Shout out to you. Let me get some music going. That's why it's so quiet. I knew something was up. I was like, something ain't right. There we go. That's love crossing borders right there. Something was off. The music. Shout out to you guys being in the building. Yes, sir. Okay, let me scroll back up and make sure I got everybody. Okay, that's my man David Dice in the building once again. And we got Black Scorpion. He said, I love a lot of those AI TikTok pages. I do too. Shout out to my man Lavarius in the building. Lavarius. Hope I pronounced that correctly, brother. Shout out to you from Class 6 in the building. Shout out to you being here, kind sir. Shout out my man Lone Wolf is in the building. The class are coming in from Class 3. Represent Class 3 in the building. Yes, sir. Class 3. Them dudes, the veterans right there. That's the veterans. Shout out to my man Aiken being in the building. Appreciate you being here, brother. Really do. Yes, sir. I'm glad that you guys appreciate that information. Appreciate you too, brother. And my man Black Empowerment 01, as well as blessings coming from my brother GJ in the building. Jermon Hunter of Class 6 is in the building as well. Shout out to you. Once again, my brother Kenny Peoples. And Jules of Tech. Yes, sir. Jules of Tech. Shout out to you being here, brother. He said, Andre, glad to see that you're having Sensei Theo on. I'm glad too, man. I'm excited. Got my notes up. I'm ready, guys. I am ready. Shout out to my man Ronan Travels in the building. Make sure you drop the link to your channel, Ronan, so we can continue to support you and what you do in the Philippines. And my man T-Mac, my fellow Colombian expat / American immigrant in Colombia. See, we immigrant in another country. We've immigrated. Yes, we have. Shout out to you being here, brother. He says it's mentally hard for them to break their hood mentality. That's true. That's why a lot of dudes be heading out east in Cali. I'll be like, don't go over there. But they be seeing them sisters, man. They be like, oh, but you don't get it, Dre. I'll be like, all right. Man, you just scary. I'm grown. Sometimes in a lot of areas of life, you become grown. I'm too grown to be off in the hoods like that, man. And I don't have to. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm serious, man. As a grown man, I'm like, oh. If I don't have to be in the hood, I ain't gonna be in the hood, bro. I ain't gonna even lie to you. In no country. In no country. If I don't have to be in the hood, like if I'm not volunteering and helping the community, if I'm helping the community, I'm gonna be in the hood. If I'm not helping the community, I'm just over there chasing chicks. Man, I wasn't chasing hood chicks when I was in the hood. Dude, when I was in the hood, I wasn't chasing hood chicks. I'm chasing the college girls that don't live in the hood when I was young. Forget that. Shout out to you, Show Enough. Glad that you're here in the building. Show Enough representing the Last Dragon. I'm in Cali for my first time in August from the 21st to the, man, you guys gonna miss the Petronio Alvarez Festival, huh? So you just go skip. You just go skip the whole Afro-Colombian Festival and come the week after. Hey, if you already got your schedule like that, come on down, brother. We're still gonna have some fun. You gonna come the week after. Ugh, you gonna miss it, bro. My man Brian Gray in the building. Shout out to my man DG in the building. He said, I was just there hanging out at Rico Richie. That's the spot where many of us will be meeting up and hanging out in Grenada, guys. It is a Afro-American restaurant from owned by my man Doug. He's from Atlanta. Great seafood, man. If you want you some good old-fashioned catfish, a man got swordfish. The lionfish is fire. Fire, yes. If you've never had lionfish, you can try it there, guys. You can try it there. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to once again to my man David Dice. The meek are loved. Yes, they are. Peace unto you, my brother. Thanks for the WhatsApp group. I'm glad that you guys made it into the online job and recruiting and the government contract WhatsApp group that we have. We got a lot of guys in there, and I transferred all the information that you guys had missed over the last 6 or 7 months. I transferred that all the way to the bottom, so you guys got a chance to get all the links and everything else, and I dropped some new stuff in there that even the other guys didn't even get. That are in the WhatsApp group. Shout out to my man Dax being in the building. Peace and blessings, Andre. Good to see you, Chip. He said, miss having you in class, but glad to see you're doing your thing here. I'll be back. I will be back, man. I am not giving up. Not at all. He said, what are the recommended dates for the Petronio Alvarez Festival? Okay, guys, here we go. The dates for the festival are the 14th, that Wednesday, to Monday, the 19th. If it were me, I kid you not, do not fly in on the 14th, the first day of the festival. There's going to be over 10,000 people here. And the first day of the festival, Andre and I usually go. Ain't nobody picking you up from no airport, or ain't nobody going to try to wait for you. Hey, I'm coming in at 2 o'clock. If you guys wait for me, I'll meet y'all. No. You better be here on Wednesday, because we all probably meet up at the mall, Chippy Choppy Mall, or at Rico Richie's. I would rather meet up at Chippy Choppy Mall. Why? Because all the taxis are right there for all of us to kind of like jump in. I can't take everybody at the same time. Last year we had like 25, 30 of us met up at Chippy Choppy Mall. Everybody jumped in the taxis and we all met at the mall on the south side. And then we went together. You know, everybody waited for each other's taxi, and then we went together to the festival. But ain't nobody gonna be picking you up at the airport or waiting around for you to get settled in your Airbnb on Wednesday. So the first day of the festival, that Wednesday, it's a no-go. You better be here already. So come in either that Tuesday, Monday. I can't pick you up. Why? So any guys that plan on being here, flying in on that Monday, I cannot pick you up, because here in Colombia, we have something called Picky Placa, which is pick your license plate. All Colombian cars have to park at least one day a week from 6 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock in the evening. Right now, our day is Fridays. That's why Andrea always waits to go to the evening church service. So that's what she is right now. Every Friday, Andrea goes to the evening church service, right? And starting in July, because it changes every 6 months, starting July 1st, our day switches from Friday. It skips the weekend. Our day is going to be Monday that we can't drive. So we cannot pick you up from the airport on Monday. So you might be able to take a taxi or Uber, which is cool. But those of you guys that want me to pick you up, I can't pick you up on Monday. So either Tuesday or Sunday. But don't come here on Wednesday. Don't come on Thursday. If the festival has already begun, ain't nobody coming to pick y'all up. I'm going to tell y'all that now. Ain't nobody going to be looking for y'all. We're going to be at the festival. If we're not at the festival, we're going to be at a festival event. I'm trying to put together where we can go do some putt golfing this year. Like sometimes you might like, we went Wednesday. Okay, we ain't gonna go Thursday. We might go Friday or Saturday. What we gonna do between then? I'm trying to get us where we can all meet up and do some bowling. We got a bowling alley down here that's crazy. Got the pool tables and everything. It's nice, really nice, right? So I'm trying to get it to where we can all kind of like have something to hang out and do on the days that we don't go to the festival. But ain't nobody gonna be coming to the airport at 1:15 when we supposed to be at the bowling alley at 3:30 or at 5 o'clock that evening. Oh, no, man, no. Get your asses here early. Tuesday, Monday, if you're gonna take a Uber to your Airbnb, or get here on Sunday and I can pick you up Sunday, Saturday, those days. But don't be skipping your ass down here on a Thursday night talk about something. I'm in town. And we at the festival, or we at the bowling alley, or we at the putt golf. We gonna have some fun, man. We got some fun. So that's the cool part about what we plan on doing. That's a good question. Real good question. Let me check on Theo real quick. He might have his time off. All right. All right, gentlemen, thank you for your patience. Had to restart the computer real quick. I am back. The wait is over. Shout out to my man, Beyond the Basics, in the building. Shout out to you, brother. We got 81 in the building. Click that like button. Gentlemen, we like you. Make sure that you like us too. I just reached out to Theo and let him know anytime he is ready, he can join us. I just spoke to Theo about a half an hour ago too. Okay. Before Theo comes up, this gives us an opportunity. I want to showcase a video real quick. Real quick, man, in regards to tech and the opportunities that are out there. Regarding tech and the opportunities that are out there. Let me play this video for us.
Understand when I say we are not in the same workforce. The workforce as we know it has completely changed due to the innovation of AI. In the same way that the workforce changed in the early 2000s with the dot-com boom. Seriously understand when I say we are not in the same workforce. The workforce as we know it has completely changed due to the innovation of AI.
Shout out to the Tip Network. Make sure you guys drop the links to your channel as well. He said, my GI, he said, my G, he said, I need a hit. You back in the, I need to hit you on the back end. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to you guys. This video is just a montage to encourage you guys who are in IT, who plan on going into tech, and you're kind of nervous. This is just a 20-minute montage to keep you guys encouraged.
In the same way that the workforce changed in the early 2000s with the dot-com boom. In the same way that the workforce changed in the industrial period, in the Reconstruction period. We are in a new era of workforce. We are not going back. And I need you to understand the gravity of that.
This is just to let you see jobs that disappeared in the past. Everybody thought would be around forever. Remember Milkman? Clockwine.
It's 5 jobs that are likely to disappear in the next 10 years. Number 5 is so common it might even be your job. Number 1 is manufacturing jobs and machine workers. I mean, AI is already making these jobs obsolete. And unlike workers, you don't have to pay a robot. I mean, the cost of labor is constantly going up whilst the cost of automation is actually going down. And that leads into number 2, which is fast food workers like McDonald's. I mean, there's a McDonald's location which is already fully automated. Plus, they've even got these little robots. Unfortunately, if you work in fast food, your job is at risk. Number 3 is customer service and call center. I mean, as AI gets more advanced and less expensive, these jobs unfortunately don't need a person to run it. Number 4 is truck driving jobs and other driving jobs. I mean, Tesla's already made an automated self-driving truck, so it's only a matter of time until these guys lose a job. Finally, number 5 is retail jobs. I mean, almost every shop has a self-checkout now, and most people prefer them to actual humans. So if you want to know careers that are high paying and won't disappear, make sure you follow me.
These are some jobs that are slowly disappearing. So factory workers are down 8% as a result of automation systems and AI-driven robotics, and retail cashiers are down 10% as the increasing use of automated payments and AI-driven self-checkout systems persist. Telemarketing jobs are down 19% as a result of automated calling systems and AI-driven chatbots, and even legal secretaries are down 20% because of AI-driven document management and legal research tools. Data entry clerks are down 24% thanks to automation and AI that can more efficiently handle large data tasks, while travel agents are down 26% thanks to online booking platforms and itinerary generation from ChatGPT and other AI. Parking enforcement workers have seen 35% 25% of their jobs disappear thanks to digital parking apps, which leverage state-of-the-art AI data tracking technology for vehicles. Typists and word processors are down 36% because of advancements in speech recognition software and general improvements in language detecting AI. And finally, telephone operators are down 37% because of the widespread adoption of automated phone systems and built-in AI. So good luck getting a job.
We see from Reconstruction to industrial to the dot-com boom to the AI evolution that we are in. When technology evolves, society in the world completely changes. Now, we are in the first time in human civilization, in human history, that evolution from a technology perspective is changing so rapidly, right?
I'm sorry, guys. I made a mistake. I put myself on mute while I was reaching out to Theo. What I was saying is that the brother is 100% correct. Thank you very much, guys, for letting me know. There are AI successful Instagram models that are making money hand over fist. They aren't even real. They're AI. They've got millions of followers. And they're AI. These guys are lusting over literal AI women. So when the brother says OnlyFans can be replaced, it can be replaced. It really can. And so can most of us if we don't catch on and take advantage of what Theo's going to be teaching us.
Due to the innovation of technology, AI is changing things overnight. This is the first time in history where we can wake up tomorrow and what was once needed yesterday is now obsolete due to how fast technology is growing. And so everybody needs to understand AI in the same way that you understand Microsoft Word and Google Suites and Google Docs. It is no longer optional. And I don't think people understand the academic, the career, and financial impact that will have on you.
Soon, your job will not exist. From 60s to the 2000s, 65% of the jobs vanished due to technology advancement.
From the 60s to the 2000s, 60% of jobs disappeared. We didn't even notice it. 60% of jobs disappeared from the 60s to the 2000s.
Whole careers gone, and most of us barely noticed, because just think of what was created. Things that back then people couldn't even imagine. Now here's the twist. It's happening again, but this time it's moving at warp speed. AI is here. In the next 2 decades, nearly half of today's jobs could vanish. Truck drivers swapped out for self-driving trucks. Cashiers replaced by automated checkouts and AI robots. Call center jobs will be replaced by AI chatbots that handle thousands of calls at once, never needing a lunch break. Even radiologists and paralegals, their skills outpaced by algorithms that work faster, cheaper, and honestly, better. But let's flip the script. Everyone's worried about what's disappearing, but no one's talking about what's showing up. That's where it gets wild. New jobs, new industry, things today we can't imagine will come to life. Think about it. Prompt engineers, people who speak AI's language better than anyone. synthetic body techs, fixing lab-grown organs, neuro-interface designers building the tech to upload memories straight into your brain. Virtual experience architects designing worlds we'll live, work and play in. And yeah, digital clone managers, AI nannies, even memory editors, and so many more, jobs that sound like science fiction, but they're already hiring. The scariest part? The future isn't waiting, it's already here.
Before he goes any further, we know that this is all AI. I recognize the tone, how they're speaking. I recognize all this because I worked with AI so much over the last year that when somebody writes something in AI, I can actually tell, oh, I know that came from this particular AI, ChatGPT, or that came from DeepSeek, or it came from, other platforms. So this is all that we're watching is AI. When I first started editing videos, I've been with Fillmore Wondershare for the last 7 years. All our YouTube videos are edited through Fillmore Wondershare. Half of Fillmore Wondershare now is AI. I could literally put in a text and it could create a whole YouTube video for me on traveling. I'm already experimenting with another channel that we're already posting videos on there already. I mean, I literally don't have to do anything. All I gotta do is just put it, or I just go to ChatGPT or DeepSeek, have it create a prompt for me regarding the top 10 places to travel that Americans don't think about. It creates the prompt. I put it into Fillmore Wondershare. Fillmore Wondershare creates a whole video. I haven't done anything. Where it used to take me time to create the video and what the topic was going to be. I had to edit it if I wanted to be 3 seconds, 5 seconds. I don't have to do any of that anymore with the same software I started with 7 years ago. Technology is moving fast. So like they were saying, whether you want to be a part of it or not, that's up to you. But it's not waiting around.
So the only question left, is AI going to replace you or are you going to master it? This is the Black Files. And tomorrow, I'll unlock a new one.
I'm not worried because termites are here to stay, mosquitoes are here to stay, so I'm good.
Are you afraid of AI taking your job?
No, I'm not. Nothing beats the human brain.
Yes, particularly for my kids, I worry about the changing landscape of what AI will do to many professions.
I am not, because I'm close to retirement.
I feel certain that AI won't affect my job. However, I think we all see it affecting jobs online, especially.
I want to be able to make sure my job is there. I wake up in the morning on Monday morning. So, yeah, I'm concerned.
It's 50-50 for me. Am I really worried about it? No, because I don't feel like AI could do what I do.
No, I don't think I'm gonna be in trouble. It's more just like what you do at work. That skill set that you're applying to your job, I think is gonna slowly change over time, and that'll be kind of what turns into the job loss, but then also job growth.
I am a cloud engineer.
I am a cloud engineer.
How much do you make doing what you do?
120K.
120K a year.
How many years of experience do you have total versus industry?
I've got 7.
I started in 2017, so I'm approaching 6 years.
How did you get into it? Like, what helped you?
Necessity. I did it when I was in college, and it just kind of evolved, and here I am.
Yeah, learning more about it from him showed me that I was capable of doing it, and it would be less stressful than what I was doing.
Any advice you would have for others interested in this?
Go for it. I work from home.
How did you get remote work? Was it like included? Was it difficult?
It started with COVID. They just said, keep going.
Yeah, it also morphed for me, so I'm working from home as well. And the pandemic helped with that, so people can see with cloud engineering, it's not necessary to come into the office.
How much money do people in cloud make?
It depends on the location in most cases, but I'd say the most junior person, we could say around 20 to 50 after tax.
Entry level, you probably start out around 85,000, 90K.
Cloud Tech Exec, and I'm here with
Brandon Day.
And where you from?
Columbus, Georgia.
And what do you do in tech?
I'm a cybersecurity analyst.
Okay, and what can someone expect to make as a cybersecurity analyst?
You can literally, entry level, you probably start out around 85,000, 90K. Max wise, max, you could probably take it to maybe 200,000.
What type of skills do you need for you to be in that type of role?
And I'd say, I mean, it takes critical thinking. It is some technical. You do not need to know how to code. You don't need to know how to code. A lot of people think you need to know how to code to be able to get into cyber, but you don't, not at all. It's literally just like everything else when it comes to life. Once you start to do something on a daily basis, on a consistent manner, you're going to learn it and start picking it up.
If someone had to start in cyber, what certification would you recommend they start with?
Security Plus be the #1 cert, and another cert I'll say as well would be the CYSA Plus with CompTIA.
I heard it, man. Brandon, cybersecurity analyst, man. Security Plus.
Let's get it.
All right, man.
All right, Ilya Sutskever, one of the architects of today's AI revolution, just spoke at the University of Toronto, and you need to hear what he said.
And the day will come when AI will do all the things that we can do. Not just some of them, but all of them. Anything which I can learn, anything which any one of you can learn, the AI could do as well. How do we know this, by the way? How can I be so sure? How can I be so sure of that? The reason is that all of us have a brain, and the brain is a biological computer. That's why. We have a brain, the brain is a biological computer. So why can't a digital computer, a digital brain, do the same things? This is the one-sentence summary for why AI will be able to do all those things. Because we have a brain, and the brain is a biological computer. And so you can start asking yourselves, what's going to happen? What's going to happen when computers can do all of our jobs, right? Those are really big questions. Those are dramatic questions. And right now, like, you start thinking about it a little bit, you go, gosh, that's a little intense. But it's actually only part of the intensity. Because what's going to happen? What will we, the collective we, want to use these AIs for? Do more work, grow the economy, do R&D, do AI research, so then the rate of progress will become really extremely fast, for some time at least. These are such extreme things, these are such unimaginable things. So right now I'm trying to pull you into that a little bit, into this headspace of this really extreme and radical future that AI creates. But it's also very difficult to imagine. It's very difficult to imagine. It's very difficult to internalize and to really believe on an emotional level. Even I struggle with it. And yet the logic seems to dictate that this very likely should happen. So, what does one do in such a world? You know, there is a quote which is like this, which goes like this. It says, you may not take interest in politics, but politics will take interest in you. So the same applies to AI many times over. And in particular, I think that by simply using AI and looking at what the best AI of today can do, you get an intuition. You get an intuition. And as AI continues to improve in 1 year, in 2 years, in 3 years, the intuition will become stronger. And a lot of the things that we are talking about now, they will become much more real. They'll become less imaginary. In the end,
my man look like he about to have a heart attack in the next few minutes, eating the way he eating that popcorn, or gonna choke on one of the kernels.
At the end of the day, no amount of essays and explanations can compete with what we see with our own senses, with our own 2 eyes.
The future is going to be crazy. I hope you're ready.
If you are looking to stay employed and take your skills to the next level, these are the top 10 AI certifications for 2025. If you are new here, I help elevate experiences and businesses in the digital age using AI. And if you're looking to stand out from the crowd and land that high-paying 6-figure job, these are the skills to look out for. I will answer this question. The one that I took was the Career Essentials for Generative AI. It was offered by Microsoft, but then it was through LinkedIn Learning. But I want to get into more in-depth certifications that are really going to take your skills to the next level, and that a lot of people are talking about within my network of the AI industry. And this one right here, IBM AI Engineering Professional Certificate, is a great course. It is self-paced, but it goes into depth about data handling, AI model building, machine learning frameworks. And this is if you want to be like an AI engineer, machine learning developer, or a data scientist. Next, we have Google Cloud's Introduction to Generative AI. This would be the equivalent to the Microsoft one that I just was speaking about earlier. It's a great one if you're looking to, just dive into ChatGPT, how generative AI works, and if you want to become like a generative AI developer, AI specialist, or content engineer.
Here are 14 careers in AI and their median salaries. Big data analyst with median salary of over 133,000, UX designer developer with median salary of over 77,000, natural language processing engineer with median salary of over 111,000, researcher with median salary of over 53,000, research scientist with median salary of over 123,000, software engineer with median salary of over 88,000, AI engineer with median salary of over 126,000, data mining and analysis with median salary of over 93,000, machine learning engineer with median salary of over 145,000, BI developer with median salary of over 92,000, robotics engineer with median salary of over 100,000, and computer vision engineer with median salary of 104,000.
Stop applying to coding jobs until you've done this one thing. Go to ChatGPT and type this in. Act like a tech recruiter at a top company. Give me the top 15 interview questions I'm most likely to be asked as a junior to mid-level software engineer in 2025. Split them into 8 technical questions, mix of coding, debugging, systems, or project related, and 7 behavioral questions, teamwork, learning, problem solving, etc. For each question, provide a short explanation on why this question is asked, a framework or structure I can use to answer it well, and a sample of a strong answer that stands out above any other candidate. Feel free to add any of these optional add-ins as well.
How y'all want to make all this money and y'all not on y'all Zoom? My name is Shay, the Cloud Techie, but also just your homegirl trying to help you get into tech. Also a part of the Cozy Cloud community.
Let me know if you're ready, Theo.
I'm ready. I'm here.
All right, brother. We can finish this off in a few moments, gentlemen. We only got like 10 minutes of this left, but we'll finish this off in a few moments because we have our special guest up already. Our brother Theo's in the building. Mr. Theo Wolf.
You better back the fuck
I hit the
up
wrong
out my
thing.
face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
That's Theo from Austin, Texas. This is me from Detroit, Michigan. We're going to get Theo the shout outs anyway. Yes, sir.
Yep. Look what book I got right here. There we go.
You just
yeah. The 44 Laws of Travel.
Yes, sir.
I mean, guys, you got to get these books. These books are really useful. Again, I've lived outside the country over 20 years, and I agree with like about 99% of what Andre is saying. So I don't know why you don't get the book. Go get it. Please go get the book because it's just phenomenal. It's really good.
All right. Thank you very much, brother. Thank you very much. We put you on solo for that one. Yes,
there you go.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, it's
Go ahead.
Good. No, you first. You first.
I was about to say, how's your evening going so far?
It's good. Had a long day. Doing a lot of work. I now make it a rule if I'm going to be on a podcast, I have to walk at least 1 hour before I go on the podcast. So I got that 1 hour done. I've gone to 12,000 steps minimum per day, so I'm pretty happy about that. It's Friday the 13th, but amazingly, let me tell you this good news I got. So if you look on my Facebook 2 weeks ago, I said that I got a job, $300,000 a year doing AI.
Yeah.
Right? And they called me up today and they said, we got some news for you. And normally, if a recruiter calls up right in the morning like that, it usually means the contract's gone. Right? So it's like, I thought it was Friday the 13th, the contract's over. Okay, I didn't even start it. All right, fine. And they called up and they said, we have news for you. They're not going to hire you as a contractor. They want you as a full-time employee. So they're going to give you stock options plus your normal salary. Is that okay?
There you go.
I said, sure. Go ahead. I like that. I'll take it.
I know. I know. Shout out to you guys. Go Theo. I know Theo was setting an example for us all in regards to this IT. Let me ask you this, man. Just a question that I haven't heard anybody mention to you. As a man and as a black man, especially, Do you ever have I told you so moment with this tech? Because you got into it, especially as a man of color, long before any of us had heard about cybersecurity, data entry, so forth and so forth. Many of us kind of like look at it like it was the guys from India or the white boy or the white woman or even the sister thing. But many brothers did not think of tech the way that you think about it and how you've been faithful to it. And I remember at one point in time you said the industry kind of had taken a slide and a lot of people walked away, but you didn't. Do you feel like you're kind of like having a I told you so moment, the way that tech is going, the way that everything that you've been kind of like speaking on from the mountaintops to black men is finally starting to come to pass, to where the lights are starting to come on in a lot of minds of black men, to where you don't feel like you're by yourself or isolated in what you're seeing now?
That's a great question. Yeah. And I think my near breaking point was 2023. I was really at the limit, and the economy wasn't so great, and we were having problems with cloud, and I was teaching, and I was, I think we had class 5 was about to start, and I had 4 classes, and I had various students who were still dealing with a lot of imposter syndrome. And I was having to do quite a lot of work, and I was stressed out. And let me just tell you, I had to keep on going. I had to keep on believing in what I was doing. And how many of those guys got jobs? A lot of them. And it worked. And I was just talking to one of my guys from that time. He got a job, and he's working there. He's about to, at the end of his 2 years of working there. And he's making 6 figures. He's doing very well. He basically making over triple what he was making before. And he just got a shout out from his entire company telling him how good he was at the job. And other people are losing their jobs. He was not. I mean, he's getting a pay raise. So he goes a contractor, he got converted over, he got increased pay rate there. He's getting another pay increase. That guy just keeps on going. And I just pinged him and I said, 2 years ago, you were about to quit and you were driving me up the wall. And now look at you, right? You're there. So for the students who are successful, who are making it, yeah, I go to the other groups and I say, look, these are my students. They're doing it. I told you. The crap that you pulled, that you saying that black men can't be in tech, and then if they go in tech, they have to go at a pathetically low level while everybody else is normal and high. Screw you guys. I'm really sick of you. I really am. And I just, I trounce them whenever I possibly can, because I'm like, my students cannot go out and do it. The thing is that I'm confident in my student and I'm confident in myself to bring them to the promised land. You guys are not confident in the students, and you have sucky teaching capabilities, and that's why you can't do crap with these guys. I can do it. So, yeah, that's the way it is.
That's right. That's several hundred feathers in your cap. And for you guys that don't know, I've personally met here in Cali, Colombia, at least 5 of Theo's students that are making really good money. And they've been my neighbors, and they've been guys I've went out and had dinner with and hung out with and had a great time with. And so when Theo says that this can happen, it's not something far-fetched. It's not something on the outer regions of space. It's something that can happen. Like I said, I've met at least 5, or if not 6 or 7 of Theo's actual graduates that are actually working in their career fields and doing great, doing phenomenal. So and they've taken me out to dinner. I've never had to pay, so that's a good thing. Shout out to Theo. But
yeah, and you've helped them save money on taxes.
Yes, this is true. This is true.
Right? So I mean,
Yes,
kind of
sir.
a synergetic relationship. It's pretty good.
That's
I mean,
right.
I help them make money. You help them get tax breaks.
Yes, sir.
I mean, we should have our own company. Yeah.
Jay Carson
So-
has a question that's kind of piggybacking off of the direction that you might be wanting to go tonight. How can I
Okay.
join the class?
So you have to go to theblackmanosphere.com and you can sign up for the class there. You have to attend the conclave. because we need to meet you. We need to know who you are and actually talk with you. And then after that, everything is remote. The entire class is remote. Now, there are some things for you guys to remember. This is kind of important. I've talked with Andre about this. I've been teaching now for the last 4 years. And this this September, this will be the last group of new students that I'll accept. And there are various reasons for this, but this is like the ship is leaving the port. So if you want to get into cloud engineering at a ridiculously low price, then this is your opportunity to actually do it. So there's the basic, what I'm teaching this year is going to be the beginning of the AI cloud engineer and the AI security engineer. And it's going to be, the first class is going to be the basic one, is $750 for 1 year, basically 18 months. It'll extend actually longer than that. And then there's going to be an advanced AI course for cloud, and that's $600, and that's going to go 2 years in length. So that's all starting in October. The conclave one is going to be, the basic class is going to start after the conclave in September, and the advanced AI course will start in October this year.
All right. So this is the website that they would go to, correct?
Yeah, that's it. Yep. So that's how to get into the conclave. And then there's another section for the Azure add-on, and that's the actual class.
Is it over here?
Let me think. Go to. I think Watch and Learn is going to be the webinars. So I do a webinar. Well, I used to do it every 2 weeks. Now I'm doing it about once a month. So I do a webinar where you can actually go and learn more about our points. Go back. Okay. Go to Watch and Learn. Let's see what that one is. E-courses. So replays.
Well, my course is up there. That's true.
Yep, your course is up there. That's right. So these are courses that you can take in order to learn about more what we do. For example, Introduction to Cloud Computing. That really gives an introduction to what the course is about that I actually teach, and it's free. You don't have to pay anything for that. Right?
There you go.
And we're going to be offering a lot more of these kind of free courses on there to help you get acclimated to learn what's actually going to happen in the class.
Absolutely. I got a couple of courses that I'm for anywhere as possible that I'm going to be putting on there for you guys that are looking to relocate to other countries. I'm going to be having some anywhere as possible courses on here for the Black Manosphere website. So let me drop this down, drop the link for these guys as you continue. So first step, guys, you got to get to the conclave if you're not already in the classes. Because I'm telling you guys, I was glad that I was at the conclave because guys were helping each other out. If you don't know anything about tech, you're lost. You're just, what should I do? There are hundreds of guys there to help you out step by step. So you find the class 3 guys, the class 4 guys are there, the class 5, the class 6 and 6.5 guys will be there. So you don't have to feel like when Theo says, now go to this website and register, you're looking like, how do I register? Well, you got guys all around you that's helping each other. So that's the other part about being there that's so important. It's in Miami, and this looks like it might be also one of the grand finales as well. So you might want to take advantage of being at the conclave in Miami. This, as we guys well know, let me put this back up on the screen. Let me do it like this, because as you guys well know, it is going to be in September.
Yep. So you got to go to the conclave first. Again, we need to know who you are. We need to talk with you, be friends with you, actually kind of draw you in. And then you're going to be put into groups, and then the groups are going to be doing their work together. So go ahead and go ahead and put that into the cart. See, yeah, go ahead. I think I know how to do this. Yeah, so the hit pass, go ahead and put that in. Yeah, go ahead. Hold on. Yeah, that hit. You already selected it. Go ahead and go down a little bit. Yeah. So add to cart.
Add to cart.
Yep.
Okay, who would I?
And then how did you hear about? Yeah. So hold on. So you say like, how did you hear about this course? Go ahead and click on that.
Right here. Yeah.
Yeah. Now your name should be there, Andre. You should be a part of that.
Yeah, I got Love Crossing Borders right here.
Yeah. So guys, you guys heard, if you guys are on this podcast, you're hearing about this from Andre, make sure you give him a shout out if you buy the ticket. Okay. So that we know who to acknowledge for actually, promoting the conclave. So go ahead and say add to cart.
There we go. Oh, okay. Not for now. Let's see.
And then what you can do is you can do breakout sessions. So go ahead, go to the breakout session. Go ahead and breakout session.
Oh, this is a breakout session?
Yeah,
okay,
so yes, I want both. Now, the breakout sessions, what you can do is actually go to specific breakouts that we're going to have, specific conversations we're going to have. Yeah. And Andre, you could do this too. You could actually have your breakout through here. And so this is the beginning. And so if you just want to have a breakout session and talk, like there's under 100 people can be in this room. So you want to have some, like a deep dive into certain topics. I have 5 topics there that I'm going to be teaching. You can go ahead and do that. Do this together. And it's a fun time just to go one-on-one and learn something real quick.
That's true. That is definitely true. Wow, that's what's up. Okay, cool. So I'll just choose one.
Yeah.
And then it will go.
Yep. Add a cart.
And there you go. The $300.
That's the beginning.
And the cart. There we go.
Yep. Now, an actual class, I think, how do I get... I usually have my generals doing this for me. Okay. And then the actual course, go ahead, go to the search bar and type in the arrow. Yeah, the arrow. Yeah, sorry, the magnifying glass. There's me. So the crazy guy with the Illinois shirt, that's me when I was 20 years old in Russia. Okay, wow. So there it is. There's my personal, I don't want to promote that, but that's me right there. So go ahead and go up a little bit. There we go. And search and type in Azure, Azure. Okay. Let's see if that gets it. Yeah, go ahead. Go down. There it is. Now that's the 1-year laboratory. So the DevOps 1-year laboratory, go ahead and click on that.
Yes, sir.
There it is. Now that's how you actually get the course. So that 1 year laboratory, that's the actual cloud course, and that's $750. I'm gonna go talk to Shannon. I'm gonna have that changed so that it's a little easier to understand what you're supposed to do.
Okay, so this was actually adding on the amount that I was paying for the ticket. So it put the ticket in the course together. So just in case you're wondering, just in case you guys are wondering why did he said $750, but it's actually $1,050 showing up. Remember, I put in my cart that $300 for the ticket. But if I took that ticket out, then it would be $750.
That's right. So you have to go to the conclave, so that's $250. And then you had a breakout session that was $50. And then you had the course that was the actual course for over a year. That's going to be $750. Now the course does AWS and GCP together. So it's actually, you do AWS starts in September and GCP starts in March. So for $750, you get both of them, and both of those courses run over a year.
There we go. Now for the novice who doesn't know what GCP is, could you let them know?
Okay, so AWS, Azure, and GCP are what are considered to be public clouds.
Correct.
And those are cloud services which are offered to the public or anyone in order to, maintain your company infrastructure, build your applications, anything you want to do. It is opposite to a private cloud, which is like OpenStack. All right. And OpenStack is a cloud that you can actually build for your own computer, your own house, your own company, where it's still cloud, has the same services, but you own everything. You actually have to do all the administration for the cloud internally. A public cloud, you just pay for what you use. That's it.
All right. Somebody asked a question, Theo. How many clones are you training?
I'm training a lot of clones.
All right.
So I train about, I'd say about, on a good week, we probably have 150 students coming in there.
Yes.
I have over 700 students actively. I have over 700 students in the group so far. We'd like to have about another, 500 or 600 this year. That would be ideal.
That would be perfect. That would be perfect. Let's look at some of the notes, because we're talking about some of the things that we want to go over with the purpose of the course. And Theo mentioned these. You want to go over the notes of the purpose of the course?
Sure. Okay. Let's go ahead and talk about it real quick. Let's go ahead and get those out here. So basically, we're going to be going over and talking about quite a lot of topics in the course, right? So let's go through the first one. Again, I'm thinking about how you do this. I like how you do it on your
I could pull them up on screen. I got it on my
because
it
it gets people to think.
Let me pull it up.
Yeah, go ahead and put it on the screen. I think that's better actually to be good. I'm pulling it up on my other monitor. I'm like, okay, here it is.
Okay, here we go. Let's move you and I out the way.
You can tell me I got a lot of books. Okay, So the purpose of the class is actually to prepare you for a career in cloud. Now, I just want to, okay, gotta get on this. My promise that I've always given to students is I can take you from zero to hero within 6 months or a year. Now, when I started this in 2020, my first group of students, this was very true. And now as time has gone on, this is 2025, the requirements that you have to know are getting bigger and bigger in order to go into cloud. So what we're assuming is that by 2028, it really won't be possible for us to teach you everything you need to know in 1 year. So that's why of the new students, we're actually stopping this. But now you still have the opportunity to take a year to get trained up, to learn about cloud, to actually get that first job and to actually be successful. All right. So this is, I'm just saying, this opportunity is still here. Guys, you need to take it. And I like how you were talking on your podcast, like, you were incarcerated from 89 to 99, right?
Correct.
And then you came out and you were still ahead of a lot of people. And you're sitting there, what the hell is wrong with you people? Like, you got to get in it. You got to be doing it. And this is what I also say. I also agree. You've got to be doing something. You've got to get it. I still got guys in the class thinking they can get 6 figures doing HTML. I can get somebody in India doing my HTML for $100. Why would I pay you 6 figures? And then I got guys in the class who think with just Cisco CCNA, they can get that entry-level job and be set. No, that's not the way it works. That was 20 years ago. Not now. No, stop it. Your job can be outsourced to India, or within the next 2 or 3 years could be replaced by AI. It's the way it is. So if you're not upgrading your skill set, if you're just sitting there, your job is just being used as a template to be outsourced to India or AI eventually. Okay, so you got to upgrade your skill set. You have to really work on this. And this is what I work on all the time. I'm always trying to increase my skill set because, as I tell you, you've been in the class, you have to follow the blue ocean.
True.
And you need to know where the blue ocean is and move with it. And the red ocean, you want to stay far away from, because if you're in the red ocean, that's it, you're gone. You're going to be terminated. So let's go back to what the class is. You don't have, okay, so points of the class. This is to prepare you for a career a remote career in cloud. You need to purpose is to understand the why in machine learning. Too many people say that way. Machine learning. Okay, a lot of people go into or they study machine learning or AI without understanding why. Why are they doing this? They have no idea why. Due to this, when they actually go to an interview or they're talking about AI or they're talking about something like that, they don't know why to use machine learning. They don't know what the purpose of it. They don't know why they even studied it. So they look foolish in the interview process. What we're going to teach you is the why you're studying machine learning, why you're going to be doing it, what problems you're going to be solving, why you need to know, why the company actually needs to have it. So this is the why. You really need to understand this. Next one, to understand the how for professional cloud automation. This is the methodology for actually understanding how the process to actually implement automation. And this is where we do automation with Terraform. So this is a big thing. And we actually do CI/CD pipelines. I want to say this. Right now, I'm working in a company that has over 2,000 applications and no automation. And I'm having to help them actually do automation. Right? And the thing is that you got a lot of students, when they get into the class, they think that all these companies are doing it. And I'm saying, no, they're not doing it. And they need somebody to show them how to do it. And I teach you how to do it, how to do the implication. And you got students thinking like everybody is like so organized and so perfect. I'm like, no, that's not the way it is. No. And it's the same way for Passport Bro. I say, when you go to like Colombia, you're not going to get off the airplane and you have a free house and a wife and 3 kids with your DNA in the first day. That's not the way it works. You got to work. You got to understand the how and the process of how to live in Colombia, how to live in Cali, how to integrate yourself into society. You need to actually acquire that knowledge. Well, in the class, the same way. I'm telling you how to do a pipeline, how to do automation in the office and actually introduce it to the office, because a lot of companies don't have it. That's why the beginning introductional job is actually good. All right.
Before you go any further, Theo, I want to mention some things that you just mentioned and some things that I've learned from experience of being in your class. For those that are thinking about getting into Theo's class, so some of you guys that are already in Theo's classes, but you're a little frustrated with yourself and you're kind of like, I'm not sure if I get it, so forth and so forth. Don't give up. Believe you me, I'm not even giving up. So believe you me. The other thing that you'll love about being in Theo's classes, guys who have not been in Theo's classes yet, I'm going to put this on joint real quick, that haven't been in Theo's classes, is Theo teaches from the perspective as if you are already on the job training with somebody teaching you on the job. That's one thing I like about Theo and the guys that his whole team that teaches you. So it's not just Theo. He has other guys that are part of the teaching group. They teach from this perspective. They answer questions from the perspective of when you're in the middle of the interview, how many interviews you might find yourself going through, what to expect, and then when you get hired, what your day-to-day life is going to be. And that's one of the things that I can say that's been a plus for me when it comes to taking the classes. It doesn't feel like a classroom setting. It feels more like Theo's teaching us from the perspective of, okay, you got the job. This is what's expected from you on a daily basis. The second thing that Theo mentioned is important because each one of his students that I met here in Cali, Colombia, each one of them 6-figure guys, but they're still saying, I'm getting this certification for this, or I'm still in Theo's class for that, or I'm getting a certification. So they're all, like Theo says, you're always upgrading your skills. You are always upgrading your skills in tech. So don't think just because you graduate Theo's class, you're making the 6 figures or the high 5 figures and everything is done. No, every one of these guys that I've met are still going after new forms of education, new forms of insight to make their jobs a lot smoother and a lot better. And so I just want to get that out right there. Those two things that to confirm what you said from the guys that I've met and for what I've experienced.
I want to go on this too. Another point. So that video you were just showing before I started with how to use ChatGPT, and they're like, this is how you can get interview questions, and this is how you can figure out like how to get the best answers. I was sitting there, I was thinking, please.
I saw your face. I know.
I was like, are you serious? I was like, look, companies know better than this. They know that you're lying and using ChatGPT. So they're looking for off-the-cuff answers from reality. And we, in the class, I have a series of questions that we actually have gotten because we actually share the questions that we have gotten on interviews. We share it with each other. Well, I got a guy named Jules. Shout out to Jules. Does a great job with speech ops. And we actually give those questions to you in simulated interview sessions. And then we tell you what's wrong with how you answered and how to improve it. This is why I say, like, if you're using ChatGPT to figure out how to answer questions like that for interview, stop. Go to McDonald's. You're done. They're not going to hire you. Now, you need to actually be with a group of guys who have been there, who are battle ready, and know how to give you the real answer, but how to actually pass and how to really be ready in real life, not this AI crap, because that's not how you use AI at all. Basically, if you need AI to get you through an interview, stop. You're done. Go do something else.
Yeah,
you're done.
And you know what? That's a great point. I'm glad that you brought, because like I said, I saw your face when the guy was saying it, and I'm looking at you, and you're shaking your head, and I can see your facial expressions like you can't do that. And the funny part is that a lot of individuals don't know that if you just take your time and do what Theo and the rest of the guys are saying in class, because a lot of times you guys will say in class what you've experienced doing your job interviews. Some of you guys will say, I just got a contract for this and that, and we'll ask, well, how'd you get it? And you guys are so in Theo's classes, it is not just about the book work. A lot of that is important, but the whole team really breaks down what's going on in the industry, as well as your like I say, your interview experience. And Theo lets us know the interview experience is set to break you. It's supposed to break you. It's supposed to. Do not think that you're going to go on your first or second or even fifth interview and they're just going to say, hey, you're the best thing since sliced cheese. Thank you for being here. The one brother who we had on the show with Theo the other day, Law went through 77 interviews, but now he's making almost 150, almost 100, I think almost $170,000 a year. Would you be willing to do 77 job interviews to get $170,000+ a year? I say yes. So we talk about these things. Theo prepares you for these things in class. So don't think when you sign up for these classes, it's going to be regimented and it's just tick tock. It's not. You're going to learn so much more than just the skills that it to pass the certs.
I agree. I definitely agree with that. And I'm going to show you, like, that job that I got for $300,000 a year. Let me show you how this really worked. So first, I actually went to Jules' speech ops, and I actually did a session with him. I actually got rather warm, got some feedback from Jules, so shout out to him for that. Then what I did was I went to this interview. I wasn't even there to pass it. I was there just to have them train me, like, to kind of try to find holes in my thinking. So I go to interviews at least once a month in order just to be challenged to see where my holes are. Yeah, I want to be rejected. So I want to see, like, where I need to improve, right? So, okay, this is why I say that this stupid use of ChatGPT like this. I got on this interview. They were asking me a lot of questions. They liked what they saw. I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is like too easy. But I was going through it straight. And they use PyTorch and Python for AI. And they're doing machine learning implementation. But the guys who were doing this, they didn't have all the answers. So they're asking me certain questions about Python and PyTorch. Okay? I said, okay. I started giving answers. They said, okay, we want to see live code. So I said, okay, I'll share my screen. So fortunately, again, I'm going to show this book. This book is generative Gen AI with Python and PyTorch. Okay, again, books, guys, books.
Yes.
Okay, so I had read parts of this, and I had actually done some examples from this, and there's some others, a Python and security book also that I also have. And so I had done. I'm just playing around in my house, right? I'm just doing some learning, some improvement, and a lot of what they were asking on this interview was from what I was just studying on my own. So they said, give us live code. So I actually showed them live coding examples about how I would solve problems and actually do queries, or actually how to train models using PyTorch in particular. And it wasn't all perfect, but they saw my process and they're like, oh, we like what we see. And they actually extended the interview for another hour. And at the end of that hour, they called my recruiter and said, we got to get this guy. So they extended the offer immediately after the interview. And I didn't even, so my recruiter was calling me. And I was like, why are you trying to talk to me? You're just going to tell me that I got rejected? That's what I thought. I didn't think I passed it at all. So I was like, I don't want to listen to you. And they're like, hey, Theo, did you like the interview? Was it good for you? It's like, yeah. And they're like, if they extended you an offer, would you do it? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I'm just like, get out of here. This isn't going to work. They said, yeah, they're giving you an offer. I was like, wow, this is what I mean, guys. What they're telling you in that video about how to get a job is bunk. It doesn't work. No, that's how you don't get a job. That's how you stay unemployed and homeless along the river. And I talk to you guys in the class all the time about how I was homeless, and I learned a lot about how to work in corporate America when I was literally sleeping on a bench or behind a bench or underneath trees to conceal my body so that either coyotes wouldn't come or some wild animals wouldn't try to attack me, or some mass murderer wouldn't try to kill me, or the police wouldn't try to discover my body and try to take me to jail or something. So I was worried about this for quite a while. So I learned a lot about how to do the interviews during this time period. And what these people are talking about, they're idiots. I just shake my head. I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about, man. You don't know shit. Anyway.
And shout out to Chewbacca in the building.
Chewbacca says hi.
Shout out to Chewbacca in the building. Oh man, Chewie. And
thanks.
The funny part is, a lot of guys are going to realize that it's not as hard as you think it is, gentlemen. But there is no shortcuts. I'm gonna say this again. It's not as hard as you think it is. You're not going to be alone. You got a team of people you're going to be working with, but there is no shortcuts. And that's the part that we got to get over.
I want to go to this. Okay, so I'm just looking at the chat right now, and it says, is Theo Watt's class tonight in a simple, easy form that's easy to understand? Yes, if you want to be homeless, good. If you want a simple, easy way to understand, yeah, just go to the river and go to a bench and choose there and be homeless. That's your path. Like, why even learn? Just go straight to there and start eating out of the trash can. Because that's what you're going to do. If anything that is worth doing is going to be hard, and it's going to involve a J-curve, as you state, and you're going to have to study and work and have a process and develop a process to do it. And if you don't have the patience, well, if you want sushi or fish, go to the river. You can find your fish right in there. Go do it, because that's where you're going. If you want to be successful, you got to work.
Yeah. Shout out to Fearless Podcast. Fearless says this. He said, getting the job is just the start. I like how you put that. Getting the job is just the start. And he's showing all the certs that he has, and he's still going after more. He says, still learning daily. Shout out to you.
So Fearless Podcast. Yeah, that's a great comment. As far as I'm concerned, my students don't start learning until they get the job. Then I'm like, okay, you've actually started the course. Yeah. Everything before then was just prep.
Yeah,
you're entirely correct. Yeah.
I can relate to that. That's how I feel about YouTube. A lot of people sit back and saw us. You got the $100,000, the plaque in the back. You got 100,000 subscribers. Man, that just means that you just walked into the party. I kid you not, 100,000 subscribers on YouTube just means that you just literally walked into the party. There is so much work, so many things to learn, so many things to do. Technology is changing among YouTubers, like we were talking earlier before you came on. So there's always something new to learn in whatever endeavor. And it's not easy to learn it. So guys, get that myth out of your mind that this is just going to be, even as we look at these videos and these people that say that they're in these career, we're not saying that it's easy peasy. You could do it overnight. We're so used to that in the Black community that nobody really succeeds in our community because we look for the easy route.
Right. I am sick and tired of this. And you see my frustration in the class all the time. I'm like, stop trying to take the easy path. That is towards destruction and death. You will never be successful in this way. Stop trying to take the easy path. And look, your competition is in China and India. Those guys are not taking the easy path, and they want your job. So if you want to take the easy path, they can use you to figure out how to do a job to be given to Ling Ling and Abdul. And that's exactly what will happen. And you won't have a job at all. And then they're going to get a training, they're going to train an LLM to replace you. And AI will take your job. And this is the big thing. Again, I'm going to be teaching a session about how to use AI to replace people's jobs. Because I understand it now. I've been seeing this at work, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I actually understand how to stay ahead of the curve so that you don't get replaced by AI. It's actually really important. But for the guys who are doing minimal effort, forget it. You're going to lose your job. If you're thinking, I'm just going to do like so many people say, let's look at your podcast. Like how many Americans live. Paycheck to paycheck. I'm going to do the minimal amount. I'm going to spend all my paycheck on Friday. I'll have nothing by Sunday. I'm going to go out, act stupid, and then probably going to be liable for 25% of my salary for the rest of my life to something I did, some fling I did out of the moment because I just couldn't help myself. And I'm making under $50,000 a year. I don't have a penny to my name. I've got $40,000 in debt. That's how Americans live. And if you don't want to do that, now I'm showing you a different option. I'm showing you a different path.
I like what Sid just said. He said, taking Theo's class, shout out to Theo with the super chat. He said, taking Theo's class is the best chance. Notice the term chance. He didn't use that happenstancely, gentlemen. Is the best chance. Because we ain't going to get too many of them the way technology is moving, gentlemen. To make more money. Not saying that you guys aren't making money, but to make more money and to leave the matrix. For many of us, let's be honest, it is our best chance. Not everybody's retired military. Not everybody is been in tech for years. For some of us, this tech world is brand new. And for some of us, the best chance is to get on board with cloud engineering and AI at this time period. While it's still young, while it's still early, while it's still, we can still learn this language of technology, but to sit back and don't believe in yourself and you watching everybody else graduating and getting job opportunities among your peers is just uncalled for. And the brother is right. He said it's our best chance. I don't know what other y'all think y'all got, but this is one of the best ones.
And Sid there, he's doing very well. I know where he is. I'm not going to give all his information, but he should be going to you for a consult regarding taxation next year. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah. Our taxes are due Wednesday. Next Wednesday, our tax is my tax day. So which is really, and I got software that I use, real simple software for expats to file my taxes. Only take me maybe 15-20 minutes to file my taxes. Because we get until June 16th, gentlemen, to get our taxes done as expats. Not in April. When you're an expat, you automatically, you don't have to do anything. You automatically get 2 extra months to do your taxes as an expat.
Yep. Okay, so let me answer a question real quick from the chat. And it says, Theo, what do you think about the AI consultant certification? My question I'm going to say to you is, do you actually have a job right now in tech? Because if you think your first job is going to be related to AI, you're greatly mistaken. AI is not an entry-level job.
No.
So you need to be thinking about getting a job in AI, in actual tech, in cloud first, and then a year later working in AI, something along those ways. Until you're there, no, man, you don't be thinking about that kind of, you don't understand the process. That's kind of taking the easy path. That's not going to work. That's not where the companies are working.
Shout out to you. Good answer. You want to go back to the cloud engineering basic course point?
Yeah. Let's go back. Yeah, let's go back to that.
Okay, cool.
All right. So go ahead and refresh the screen real quick.
Over here?
Yeah. Go ahead and refresh it. Okay, good. Next, to go number 4. Creating the who within the students. The students need to understand who they are in the office. This focuses on their role and how they will interact with other coworkers. So when I say creating the who, this means I'm creating and identifying who you will be in the office. And a lot of guys are coming in thinking, is somebody going to help me? Is somebody basically going to do my job? Is somebody going to take the pressure off of me? And I'm like, no, you are the leader. You are the one giving answers. You are the one who is giving them solutions in a way that they don't understand, and they need you. So you are the one who is standing up and providing. That's the way you need to be. And in the class, I train you for that role. So I train you to be the lead engineer, that's who you are, or the principal engineer, because that's who you are, or a cloud security engineer, or a data analyst. No matter what it is, I train you how to fulfill the role of who you are going to be, so that you understand who you are. So when you're going to an interview, it's like, who am I? You understand who you are. And that's going to be really, really necessary for you to grasp. A lot of guys have a big problem here. And this is where they start getting imposter syndrome. And of course, again, you've been in the class, you've seen me and other guys beat the crap out of that. I beat that out of them and say, you don't have opportunities to think badly about yourself. Like, dude, if you want to be homeless, paying child support to Keisha, okay, think the way you are and just stay on the riverside and be homeless and broke. That's fine. We're offering you something different. You need to have that confidence inside yourself. We'll help build it inside of you, but ultimately you need to choose it. All right? And you need to choose that path, and I help you do that inside the class.
Yes, one thing I can say that with the class, what Theo and his team does, they prepare you psychologically for your career. They prepare you to work as a team. You can't do it alone. And they also prepare you for the workspace, for the workplace. I kid you not, man. That's one of the things that really opened up my eyes to what AWS and GCP actually is all about, was the fact that you guys teach it from the perspective of the work environment, whether it be the group that I'm working in, what I'm expected to do, who, like you said, who am I in the grand scheme of things? So that made me feel a lot more comfortable in what we were doing. And like I said, guys, I didn't start off tech guy either. So a lot of us, you may be thinking like, man, I don't know nothing about tech. I understand what Theo and them talking about. You're not. I'm gonna tell you something, guys. Let me go solo for a second, Theo. In sales, you know who doesn't get the job? If you did an interview, the person with the most experience. I'll say that again. You would think the person in sales that has the most experience would get that job. Quite often, not true in sales. Take it from me. Why? Because the person with the most experience is the hardest person to teach. But quite often, the salesperson with the least experience are usually the ones that are teachable with whatever that company's need for their sales representative. I kid you not. When I started off sales, I thought it was the guy that had all the experience would always get the big bucks. And come to find out, a lot of companies, once they saw my resume, I was too overqualified. And then I started talking to other salesmen and found out that it wasn't about me being overqualified. It was about the fact that in my mind, mentally, I already had the answers to every sales pitch that was going to come my way. They didn't need anybody like that subconsciously can move amongst sales. They need somebody that only knew so much about sales and that they could groom to work for their company. In other words, I was no longer groomable, and people with my mentality in sales aren't as groomable. You guys who are going to be new to tech, you are easier to groom than the know-it-alls. There are guys that think they know everything before they even start classes, but you guys that are a little nervous and you like, I don't know, understand this. I've never read this before. I've never watched these particular YouTube channels. I don't even know how to go to Udemy. You're perfect. You're perfect because Theo doesn't have to eliminate all the stuff that you thought you knew to replace it. You're like a brand new script to a book. And so don't be frustrated with yourselves, guys. I kid you not. Do not be frustrated with yourselves. If you don't know everything when you first walk in, you're not supposed to know. You're not
correct.
To know.
Correct. Yeah. You are not supposed to know. And even for me, I have over 25 years of experience. I'm doing project work now where I don't know everything. In fact, I don't even know 50%. And I fail constantly. It is a normal process. I'm like, I don't believe I'm getting through. But I failed. I show the work, but they failure. And they're like, yeah, you're failing. Other people are failing too. It's normal. This is something I teach inside the class. You're going to fail. And I design my labs so that your first way of thinking about something leads to failure. And I want you to be in a group and you to fail in the group so you can see other people failing. And I'm like, you have to understand and grasp failure. And if you don't, you can't do this job because you are going to fail so many times. And it's just a normal part of life. You got to walk that off and learn how to live with it. If you can adapt and be flexible and learn on the job and learn even more, you're going to be fine because then you're going to overcome your failures and be successful. I would say about in work, 20% is success, 80% is failure. Easy. I mean, it's just the way it is. If you're hitting perfect 100% success in everything you're doing, something's going to happen. Something's wrong. You're either overqualified for a position and they can outsource that position to somebody else in India, or that company isn't growing in its position and it's going to be acquired. Something's going on where either way, within, I guarantee you, 4 to 5 years, you're going to get removed or your wages are going to be stagnant. Like you're at $40,000 a year, you're going to stay at $40,000 a year like for 10 years. And that's not how to live. That's how to suffer and never make it in life. And there's a lot of students who are in this boat because they're scared of failure. I'm like, you can't be scared. You have to embrace it and accept it.
Absolutely correct. Let's go back to. I'm glad you said that, Theo, because a lot of guys really need to hear that part.
Yeah,
really need to hear that.
When I was doing, like, I forgot what I was doing. I was doing something in class like last week, and something in Terraform, and I got like 80 or 90% of the way through, and I failed at the last time in the class. And I was just looking, and I was like, "Oh, I failed. There's something I didn't look up. There's something here I didn't do right. I failed." That's it. I went to the class. I said, okay, I failed. Come to class tomorrow. We'll continue. I'll get it done right. And one of my Padawans figured out why I failed. And I was looking through my documentation. I was like, oh yeah, 2 years ago I got this right. I forgot a step. I needed a few more files in Terraform to get this to work. Okay. And then we put them in there and it worked. And I was like, cool, right? That's what I mean. Accept failure. It's no big deal. Okay, let's go to the next part. All right. Okay, so identify the where regarding cloud in the company. This is very important, guys. I want to look at this point. The students need to literally understand where companies are within a cloud migration program. There are various levels to maturity here. Students normally misidentify their roles and requirements in the office because they can't see where the office is in terms of its own maturity. This is a major part of the class, as many students think it's 2049 when the company is more akin to Little House on the Prairie.
Wow.
This is so accurate. And I have to keep on telling this to students, you need to understand where that company is in their maturity, and you need to know it on the fly at the interview. And if you do not have an ability to understand this, you're in trouble. So it's kind of like, let's think about you, Andre, back in the day. You're talking to a woman you've never met before. You kind of got to get to understand where she is in life and her stage, right?
Correct.
And if you don't understand that, you're not going to get a date with her. Just the way it is. I mean, because you got to talk to her for where she actually is, and you can't make an assumption, but you can get some questions to get a good feel. Like, oh yeah, this is where she is. Okay, I can identify where she is in life. You have to do this for the company. If you're going in there thinking that they have all this, like they have AI already, they have cloud, they have Terraform, they've got automation, they've got repos, they've got all this stuff, and they're sitting there thinking, we keep our code on our computers and we just deploy the code from our computer. That's all we have. If that happens, they're not going to talk with you because you're so advanced, they don't even know how to communicate with you. And that's why I say, guys, you need to understand where the company is. So, again, company where I'm working at right now, they don't have a pipeline. None. They're barely using Terraform. For the most part, they're not. When I got in there, I thought this was crazy talk. I found out it wasn't, right? So I had to ask them about this at the interview, and they told me, yeah, it was true. They don't have a pipeline. So one of my jobs is actually to integrate a pipeline. This AI job that I'm getting for $300,000 a year, that company also doesn't have a pipeline. They don't use Terraform. And they're just now using some aspects of machine learning and AI, but it's in a theoretical manner. They don't know the business case for this. So they're asking me to come in to help develop all of this with them because they don't know. That's the thing, guys. They don't know. They don't mature. They're not there. So if I come in and say all this stuff, they'd be like, hey, we can't use you because you don't know where we're at. We can't talk to you. So I talked to them where they actually were. I was able to identify it and show them how I would actually bring them value where they are now and where they need to be in the future. I got the job. Actually, I wasn't even trying, but I got the job.
That's a good point that you made right here when you said that identifying the student normally misidentifies. The student normally misidentifies their roles and requirements in the office because they can't see where the office or the company is in terms of its own maturity when it comes to cloud engineering, Terraform, AI. We don't realize this. We think everybody's ahead of us, not realizing that to many companies, this is all new. And I like what Theo just said about how the company only sees it from the theoretical point of view, but still can't see it from the work application point of view or how it can help advance their company. They just looking at it just from the perspective of, okay, we know Terraform exists. We know technically what it's about, but we don't know how to use it in our business. That's where you guys come along, where Theo's coming along in that business to show them how to use something that they're naive of. But we as students, just like Theo said up here, this is a major part of the class. As many students think, we think that the company is advanced as 2049, not realizing many of the companies are still on the Little House on the Prairie level when it comes to technology, when it comes to AI, when it comes to Terraform, when it comes to Python, when it comes to any form of cloud engineering, AWS, and all these other things. Do realize, just like it's new to us, a lot of companies know that these things exist, but just do not know how to apply it to their company. And that's where many of you guys come in.
Mm-hmm. That's right. I don't know how many times in class, again, you've been there, students are like, well, I'm going to have them do this and this inside of the company. I have to take them over to the side and say, no, you're not. What you're going to do is ask them what their next step they want to do and give them suggestions. And then your manager or other people in your group are probably going to say, okay, we're going to go this way, or maybe they're going to go another way. And you're going to go along with that way because they're giving you a paycheck. And you need to be aware of this, because I made this mistake myself back in the day. And I was this like security hotshot. And I was like, this is what we're going to do. I was out of there within 1 month. And I learned my lesson. And you got to be very sensitive about where they are and help them take the next step. You cannot be arrogant or flamboyant, even if you know exactly what they need to do. But you got to have a discussion with them, because even though it's a company, employees are a little bit of emotional, right? So you got to get with that emotion and understand, hey, look, we can get you to the next point. We can do this. And then they start feeling confident and not so, fearful of something that's new, because this is, somebody's money. This investor's money on the line. This is your manager's job on the line. They've maybe never done this before. So if you do something that makes them look like idiots, it's on you. They're going to get rid of you. They're not going to take that loss. They're going to say, hey, look, it's this guy. Get rid of him. And you have to understand that reality when you're in the job.
Before you go back to that, Theo, I'm going to piggyback off of that. Remember, guys, I was saying earlier that I've met at least 5 or 6 of Theo's former students that have graduated, got their certifications, continue on with their education. They're always saying they're still getting this cert and that cert. They are the 6-figure guys. One of the guys is going to be getting married. He doesn't know. I know that he's going to get married. Shout out to him. And his girl is just the sweetest Colombian. You don't need to know who I'm talking about. You don't need to know yet.
Is he getting married? Is that guy? Yeah. I think I know who it is.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart, man. I ain't gonna even lie. I met her a few times. She is a sweetheart. She's a sweetheart. If I can see him with anybody, I can see him with her easily. You know, I don't co-sign women in Colombia a lot as far as marriage, so she got to be somebody special for me to co-sign. And I'm like, yeah, she real good people. But I was sitting down. She had just finished making us dinner, so he and I were having dinner. And yes, his wife, his fiance at that time period, his girlfriend was making us dinner, gentlemen. So like I said, the true Colombian women will take care of their man and will take care of the man that's there with her, the friends. In other words, I was the friend. So she made dinner for us. Great meal. While we were talking, he was literally complaining about the thing that Theo just mentioned about you may have, because you're still studying, because you're taking Theo's classes, you may have knowledge that surpasses the team. You still have to go along with the team. That, like Theo said, you taking certs, you got this knowledge, you got this insight, you got this drive, but yet the company is still kind of leery and nervous and and he would sit back and say, man, we're doing this and we need to be doing. He said, but I just sit back and I go with the flow of the team. I make suggestions and they finally make it to where I'm suggesting. He said, but I don't get mad. He said, but you're going to find yourself, Andre, a lot of times making suggestions that could take you guys light years ahead, but the rest of the team is not at that point yet. So what Theo just said is 100% correct, because he made that exact statement. He was like, Dre, there's a lot of times the part that'll frustrate you about the careers and the jobs is the fact that sometimes you will be ahead as far as your knowledge and insight and your studies on this particular project you guys are working on, but you still have to go with the flow with the rest of the team.
And a lot of guys don't understand that. You just have to you have to sit back and say, look, am I making more money than I was before? Yes. Are they paying me on time? Yes. Am I paying all my bills? Yes. Do I have a pension? Do I have savings? Yes. So if they're retarded in the office, should I care? No.
No.
Like, let it go. Walk away. Continue on with your life. Be happy with your girl. Go do some salsa. Don't take me to that, but go do some salsa.
Right.
Go have your fun. Go have a normal life. And that's it. That's good enough. I mean, that's it. Move on. That's it. I agree with you. Never, ever outshine the master. I had to learn that as well. And what I always do is I give the answers to the master so that the master looks great. And then the master understands that he got it from me, and I have job security. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, so here's all the answers. You speak it. I'll just sit in the background in the shadows. Go for it. And he's like, oh, thank you, Theo. I'm like, okay, good.
Yeah.
So Ninja Person says, ask Theo if he has a public trust. He's got no, I don't have a public trust. No, I don't do government jobs. No, I have done, but I don't do government jobs. And particularly because, I mean, what we're seeing right now with Doge, they can disappear. So can private sector. But if a lot of those people, again, how many ABW just lost their jobs because they just have government jobs or DEI jobs, right? And they're being eliminated, and AI is going to come in and knock out their positions. No, I'm like, no, that's not how you do it. Stop thinking that way. I'm going to teach you how to do it things for real so that companies are searching for you to get you. So that job that I had for $300,000 a year, okay, guys, okay, come on, okay, come over here, okay, group hug, like El Guapo says, group hug, okay?
Right.
First off, did I apply for that $300,000 a year job?
No.
It's correct. Okay. When they found me on LinkedIn, did I reply automatically to the recruiter? No. They had to chase me down multiple times and get my cell phone and keep on bantering me and say, please go to the interview. And I was like, I don't want to go. I got other things to do. I don't care. All right. So my students actually know this. I'm going to go real hardcore. I didn't even prepare for the interview. I just walked in and did a cold approach. I just walked in as my normal self. All right. So when I say you've got to be ready, you really have to be ready of what's going on. So if you're thinking about things like government trust or roles or this other crap, you're thinking entirely the wrong way. You need to understand fundamentally how to bring value to a company and how to discuss where that company is about how you can bring value to them. They will hire you. They'll take you. All right? And they'll take you with flaws. But you need to understand that. What a lot of guys are doing, they're thinking in such a way that's so vanilla and carbon copied of everybody else that the company has no real reason to hire them. And that's a problem.
All right. Great points. Are we going on to number 6?
Yep. So,
oh, here we go.
To focus on the what you need to know in order to be effective. This isn't just technical skills, which is more within the how, but is mainly within the technical thinking that the students need. There is a very high level of technical thinking required within the class. And this is why you do group projects, you read books, you do Udemis. I'm making my own Udemy. And you actually have to think about what the technology is in the cloud, or if you're going to use AI and machine learning, what that is fundamentally, how to implement it, but what value it actually brings to the company. So I make sure you understand all of those processes extremely well. And that's, I'm going to tell you, that is frustrating to a lot of students because I make y'all read forever. I make you look at YouTube videos and other videos and books. And you're going to have to go through here and understand a lot of concepts. And a lot of students are not familiar with that because they're looking for the easy route. I'm telling you, there isn't an easy route here. It's hard, but if you go through the hard route, you will be successful. And when you come back and you get that job, you're going to be able to go to Cali, Colombia, or Medellin, or Bogota, or Peru, or what I like, Sao Paulo, go to Pattaya. You're going to be able to go to some other country, and you're not going to be like, you know, like Andre, you see like these guys who like spend 2 or 3 months in Cali, they got to go back and do trucking again, and they go back and forth, right? And while they're doing this, while they're not there, their girl's getting smashed on the side by some other guy.
Oh,
right?
yes, they are.
Right? That's not going to happen. You're going to be able to be there for years abroad and actually get married and have children and have a normal lifestyle. That's the way that that's what you should be. That's the level to where or to which you should be aiming. So I show you how to do this. So when the what, you're going to be thinking a lot about the tech, understanding the foundations of the tech, the history of the tech. And I'm going to hit you on this and say, did you study this? Did you read it? Did you go through it? And if I sense you didn't, I'm going to go after you. And the reason is I want you to be successful. I want you to be in Japan, chilling out, have plenty of money, and you're able to date a woman you never even thought possible to date. And you have a lifestyle that you never dreamt possible. I want that for you. So when I was I got my CISSP in 2001. I was the 5th CISSP in Japan. And when I got my CISSP, my salary went from $85,000 a year to $120,000 a year in 1 month. So jump. And okay, that's $10,000 a month, right? I'm 28 years old and I'm making $10,000 a month. Do you know what kind of economic or financial freedom I had? You know how wonderful it was? If I want to go to a restaurant, I can pay. I'm not using a credit card. I'm paying everything in cash. I'm not complaining about my fiance's costs. I'm like, you want that? Okay, I'll pay for it. I don't care. I didn't have an issue because I had plenty of cash, and that was an amazing experience. So I don't know why guys wouldn't want to have that kind of lifestyle. It's right there in front of you. You just have to work a little bit to get to there. So go for it. It's not that hard.
That's a great point. All right. You want to go through the requirements?
Okay, so requirements. All right. So for this one, you don't need any prior knowledge of IT in order to take the course. Okay? Now, at this next point, because I get so many people giving me problems on this, I have to write this next point out is, let me go down the screen right now. If you wish to ask a question about one, please reread one. So, because I get so irritated, like, what, did I stutter? What problem did I? When I originally taught the class, I said you have to be a black man with a pulse.
Right.
And they were like, they were asking me questions, and I was like, look in the mirror. Are you black? Okay, take your pulse. Can you feel your heartbeat? You're qualified. What more do you need? Okay. So again, anyway, 3, if you have problems reading, I suggest not taking this class and instead rolling into a local basic English course for immigrants. And the reason I put this in there is because of my irritation with people having a problem with number 1. So I keep on telling them, stop irritating me. I told you, you don't need any prior knowledge of IT. Just go, you're fine. All right. The course will provide you with books and other materials. You will be required to purchase your own certification attempts as well as other course materials. They aren't expensive, under $17 for each additional course or module. So I'm making my own Udemis.
Are you?
Do we still? Hold on. It says, do we still need to have a pulse to attend class, or can we be vampires?
We'll get back to you on that one.
Okay. You can be a vampire. I'll take vampires. This year I'll take vampires, okay? As long as you're a like-minded man and you're a vampire and you want to be a passport vamp, fine. That's fine.
That was a good one.
I'm making my own Udemis. My own courses they'll always be under $17. You have you have CompTIA. You have guys doing CompTIA, which is worthless. And they have a module that's like an additional $1,000. I don't play with you that way. So it's always be under $17. And it's not like you need to have Blade in class 7. Okay. It's not like you need to have like 20 different additional course materials, and they're like $17 each. So I'm making extra money that way. No, it doesn't work that way. They're very small modules. The next module that I'm making right now is $6. It's a fundamental module. So they're just small little modules to help you with what you need to know. All right. So the next one, I teach the beginning courses always on Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday. I teach the same class 3 times weekly. So it's Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and then Saturday and Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. That's how it is. The required books for the course are in the Facebook group. You need to buy the Udemy on your own. Also, you need a computer. This is a big point, guys. I need you to listen to this because I got guys who are talking cuckoo. I got guys thinking they can take this course with their phone. And I'm like, I don't know what planet you're on. I don't get it. So you need to have your own computer. And it needs to be either Windows or Macintosh, or if you can do Ubuntu, that's fine. Like in Linux, it's fine. But you need to have a computer, not a tablet. I will not accept tablets, and I will not accept Chromebooks. If you're using a tablet or a Chromebook and you need help, I will not help you or support you if you're using that platform. And your computer needs to have at least 8 gigs of memory, hopefully more than that. If you do the second AI course, your computer needs to have a minimum of 16 gigs of memory. Like, don't even play. So right now I'm doing, Ninja Person says, you need 8 gigs of memory, Intel i3 processor minimum. If you don't have that, go out and go buy that book. Go buy the computer. In the AI course, you're gonna need more than that. The computer that I'm using for AI is much more hyped up. But again, that's later on. Yeah, good luck trying Terraform Apply from your iPhone. Yeah, it's not gonna work.
That's funny. There was a time I wouldn't have got that joke, but nah.
Hold on. Hold on. Wait, Theo. They need 16 gigs of memory if you're in the advanced AI course. Yes, you need 16 gigs for the AI course, the advanced one. What we're talking about right now is the basic to intermediate cloud course, which is going to have AI native applications. It's a little different. It's a little more basic. What about a Chromebook, Theo? I got it free at Waffle House. TIQS, man. Okay, I ride and die with you. but my patience is limited, okay? So, no, we're not doing that, okay? No Chromebook, no Waffle House. Get a gaming laptop. Yep, gaming laptops are excellent for this. Yeah, very good. All right. Hold on. Let's see. What's that super chat right there? If we work overnight, what is it we can do when it comes to those times with not being able to attend class live? Well, you have to make time for this and do a prioritization, and that question would be applicable to anything in life. So I'm offering a service, and there are plenty of services on the market, and you need to make a decision on how you're going to use your money and time as any adult would. So I'm sure you can do that and figure that answer out on your own. Okay.
And do remember, guys, do remember this. Theo said this in the, let's go back here. Theo said, he said, I teach beginning classes always on Tuesday, Saturdays, and Sundays. So one thing I knows about Theo's classes, some days, well, many days he'll teach or have his team teach on the weekends on those days that Theo isn't teaching. So sometimes if you've missed your class during the week, you just couldn't make it on Tuesday. Well, on Saturday and Sunday, they're teaching that class as well as the recordings of that class is available. Mm-hmm. The only problem with the recordings is this, that you can't ask the questions because you aren't in class. So if you're a person that can actually go to that class recording of that particular Tuesday, and you just couldn't make it Saturday or Sunday, but you made it to that class, so you couldn't make it on Tuesday, and you go to the recording, if you have some questions about how did Theo do that, or how did so-and-so go about making a terraform like that, that's where you get lost because you're not in class, even though you're looking at a recording. So don't feel frustrated in the sense of like, is Theo going to be teaching separate things? And I think you may want to do a little clarity on that as well, Theo, that Theo is going to be teaching, okay, let's say if he's teaching A on Tuesday, then B on Saturday, then C on Sunday. I'm behind, I'm lost, I don't know what's going on because I missed A, B, and C. Could you give us a little clarity in regards to how your classes are structured?
Yeah, this is why I say to them, if they can't read English, they need to go take a basic English class. Sorry, because I say I'm going to teach the same class 3 times a week. Correct. And that's exactly what I do. So usually what happens is Tuesday, I teach the class. The guy who teaches on Saturday is in the Tuesday class. So he's already been in the class before, so he knows what I'm teaching and how I'm teaching and what the rules are. So Saturday comes along, either he teaches it or I teach it or another person teaches it, but it's the same class from Tuesday. Then Sunday, the students teach themselves. And it's a time in which the student who's usually up and coming answers the questions for the students who are struggling. And it's a time for students to just ask the question, because a lot of times students won't ask questions during Tuesday and Saturday, which is frustrating to the teachers because we're sitting there like, we know you have questions. This isn't the first time we've taught it. This is class 7. This is now the 7th time that we've taught it. We know what the experience is. Ask the question, because we know probably you have an issue. And if you're not asking the question, that you're just shooting yourself in the foot. This is why you're in class, right? Okay, so some of the people have said before is, why do they need to be in class? Why can't they just do Udemy? And I always say, those people who do Udemy, they usually quit after about 2 hours. And then they stop and they start, going on to YouTube or, I don't know, some sexual service someplace else, and they forget their goals, and that's it. That's over. Whatever they wanted to do with AWS or cloud, that's forgotten. But if you're actually in a class, you're interacting with people, you're less likely to stop that goal, to forget about that goal and be distracted. Correct. So you're actually with a group of people who have the same goals as you do, they're coming from the same background. Okay, this is your time to ask a question. Ask it, all right? Because we know you have questions. So You get that interaction. The thing I also want to emphasize, guys, guys who are watching this, group hug, pay attention to this point, okay? The students who are outside of the class are kind of like on the peripheral, and they don't really attend class, but they only watch recordings. Those guys might get certifications, but they rarely get jobs. I'm going to say it again. The students who are on the outside of the class, the peripherals, they only watch the recordings. They may get the certification, but they rarely get the job. And we're here to get jobs. Kind of like what Kevin Samuel said about relationships. We look at successes in terms of rings, not promises. We want rings, right? Do you have a ring on your finger? Like Andre, he got a ring on your finger. I don't have a ring on a finger, okay? The way it is. You're there, I'm not. When it comes to the class, the same kind of idea. Do you have a job? Okay, are you getting the job? So if you're like, hey, look, I learned all this stuff. I learned all this part, I got a certification, but you're not going to speech ops preparation. You're not going to LinkedIn help preparation at all. You're not doing classwork. You're not doing homework. You're not doing group projects. You're not talking. You're just sitting there like, kind of like an educated wet leaf. You can't do anything. And then you get into an interview, you're overwhelmed. You don't know what you're doing. And then what these people say is, oh, you need to have experience. You need to have this and that. No, fool. You need to actually participate in the damn class. And you didn't participate in the class, and that's why you can't get a job. So go participate. That's what it's there for, all right?
All right.
All right.
No
so
tablet?
again, you have no tablets. Yeah, no tablets. Please don't do that. You will need to also register for free GCP, Azure accounts, also for AWS accounts. So basically, on the cloud, you get a free account, and they give you a $300 credit, and you get to run your labs for free. And then we make sure we deal with you with that in case you get a charge. Well, we make sure that you're not going to have any kind of costs with the class. All right. You want to get the links you want to get the links. Go to theblackmanosphere.com and get the hit ticket, and then get the upgrade for the hit ticket, and it shows the class right there. All right. Yeah, we're here for results. I don't want you taking the class and going around and saying, oh, I passed Theo's class. I'm like, do you have a job? For me, that's what passing the class is. You got a job. I'm like, cool. I just got another black man making six figures. Good. That's what I wanted. Okay? The ultimate victory, I've had students do this. You get a six-figure job, and then you're making over $200,000 a year, and you leave the country, you don't come back. And I have students doing that, particularly in Asia right now. They're like, I'm not coming back to America. I won't set foot there again. They're making over $200,000 a year. They're set. They're doing well. They're very happy. They cannot tolerate the racism like what you talk about in your podcasts. They cannot tolerate the racism in the United States, how they were treated, how black men are treated in this country. And they're treated so well in Asia, they're like, I am never returning back to the United States ever, period. Okay, so you want to find the links for my class again. TIQS has that. It's the blackmanosphere.com. Just go there. We'll get you some help on there. If you want to email me, my email is TheoWaf, TheoWaf @gmail.com, and I'll go ahead and send you the information for that. Again, the point you need to understand is the following. First, Class 7 starts in August, and Class 7 and 7.5, these are the last students that I'm accepting. So these are the last basic course that I'm doing. So you need to get into this class if you want to do it. Because the boats are coming. Like I always say, I'm building an ark. It's a joke in the class, but I'm building an ark, and the rain is starting to fall, and I can only keep that ark in that position for so long. I need to start moving it into water, and it's starting to rain. It's a light rain right now, but we know it's going to get more intense. So get on the boat. As I always said, some people are like, well, later on we're going to have the course for these other guys that they want to get on. I'm like, no, I got a rifle. I'm going to shoot the people off the boat. They're trying to get on. They're not educated. I don't care. I don't have any problems with it. They need to. Now's the time. I had classes 1 through 4. They were free. I taught the classes for free. The first 2 conclaves, I spent $80,000 of my own money to finance those conclaves. Class 5 cost $60, and for most of that money I used to pay AWS for DevOps lab time. So that was mostly free. Only class 5.5 onwards was their actual cost. So I'm like, for the most part, I'm teaching this for free. The costs are so ridiculously low compared to the market. Why you guys aren't jumping on this, I don't know. But here it is. I mean, it's here. It's a good opportunity for you. You get the network with other like-minded black men. Go for it, guys. I don't know why you wouldn't. Let me think about this. Boats are leaving. Yep. Anyone could do this. You should. I wish I could have more testimonials on here. You should see some of the guys who are making over $200,000 a year. You should see where they started. They weren't anything special. They were just a common black man. Some of these guys didn't even have computers. They showed up. They participated. They did their group work. They struggled. They overcame adversity. They became successful. And now they're making their money. And you can be a part of this also. It's just that I really need you. If you want to do this, I need you to be in the class. I don't think I'm a modern Noah yet. I think I more agree with BGS. I'm kind of more of a Moses figure. I didn't really think of it that way, but it is more of a Moses figure because I'm successful, and I got so irritated with how black men are treated. And I was like, I'm going to train you guys up to do this. And I'm one of you. We're in this together. And I'm sick and tired of how black men are treated. So I'm going to make this course. And I did it. And I've been doing this ever since. So I'm kind of leading you out. The point is that I'm not doing it forever. I'll always teach, but I would need to teach the advanced, the intermediate and advanced. That's where I need to be putting my effort because I need to be doing AI within the course and AI for Kubernetes. So what are your requirements for AI course next year? Okay, if you want to take the AI course, the first mandatory is you must pass the Terraform certification. If you don't have the Terraform certification, I will not accept you in the course. Even if you pay the fee, I will not accept you. Then you need to either have AWS SAA or GCP PCA, which is professional cloud. No, what is it? Professional PCA. Professional? I forgot. Professional cloud architect. There it is. You need to get the PCA from GCP, which is a professional cloud architect, or you need to pass Azure 305, which is AZ 305. You need to pass one of those certifications, get past one of those tests. If you don't, I will not accept you in the class. So I'll say like your skill set isn't sufficient. I might accept you in with the Linux Foundation CKA, which is Certified Kubernetes Associate. But you have to have at least one of those certs. All right? Yep. And yeah, the reason why you pay for the class, I'm looking at the chat right now. The reason why you pay for the class is indeed to keep certain people out, which is correct. So people who are there to waste time, who are asking questions in order to divert attention from actually achieving a goal, the people who aren't there to learn but they're there to socialize, I charge a fee to keep those guys away. Just the way it is. It doesn't. It's not like I'm running into the sunset. I make my money from my career. I make my money from Bitcoin. That's where I got a lot of money. When I first started this, I had 50 Bitcoin. So, yeah, that's where I make my money. Okay. And it says, I thought you also needed a specialty cert for the AI class. No, you don't need a specialty cert. I would like you to have one, but right now the Terraform cert is by far more important. I really need you to have the Terraform certification. It would be nice if you also know Python and that you also have databases, but that's going to be taught in the basic and intermediate course now. So I can take care of it for there. If you're taking the advanced course, it is assumed that you know databases and that you know Python.
Great information.
Mm-hmm.
Someone asked a question: which cloud platform is preferred by employers? AWS, or I guess they also would mean GCP as well as Ezra.
No. Dan, it's like you're asking what kind of black man is preferred by Colombianas. Come on, man. That's not the way to ask. That's not. There are various companies out there that want different clouds. Make sure you're good at one of them. That's my point. Make sure you know one cloud, one database, and one programming language. So, for example, maybe you know AWS Aurora, which is basically SQL, and you know Python, something like that, and you got Terraform. Make sure you think of it that way, because then your skills can be migrated to another platform. But if you're thinking like which one's number one, no, it's not the right question to ask. Make sure you're competent in one of them. So I'm gonna go back to this little thing because you're gonna think this is funny. Okay. The job that I'm making $300,000 a year at, okay, it's Azure. And all the students in the class know I hate Azure. I came into that interview as an AWS and GCP guy. And I told the guys there that I hate Azure. And they asked me, they told me, they said, you're really good at Azure. So they said, Theo, you're really good at AWS and GCP. Would you like to do Azure with us? I said, sure. Because I didn't think I was going to get the job. But I'm going to be doing Azure. So it's not... See, the thing is, they knew that I was good at these other two clouds. Make sure they think that about you. Make sure they think, wow, you're really good on that platform. Would you like to do another platform? And if they invite you that way, good. You're in the driver's seat, even though you don't know it. The companies are going for you because you're actually competent, and they know that you're not using Chat GPT in order to figure something out because you're actually brainless. And that's what's going on all the time. A lot of them engineers are just using Chat GPT to get through, and they're not able to do their work properly. And companies are like, what the hell is going on here? They want somebody who can think. So make sure you know one really well, and then you'll be fine.
And could you name those three again, Theo? One cloud, one database, and the other was?
One programming language. Make sure you know all three. All three of those really well. So my best cloud is my best cloud is AWS, even though I like GCP a lot more, but my best cloud is AWS. My best programming language is Python. My best database is Postgres. I'm actually decent in programming. And Terraform, I'm okay. I wouldn't say I'm the best, but I'm okay. I can do it. There's students in the class who are by far better than me than Terraform. But yeah, okay, I could do Terraform.
And Terraform, in these three, which one is Terraform? What Terraform fall under?
It's a declarative, like it's an automation language. So you have to do Terraform in all clouds. That's just the way it is. So it's just a way of telling you what to do. Like, do this. Like that. That's all the Terraform is. Hey, this resource, make it. And this is how you make it. Okay, that's what Terraform does. I want it to have these features. Do this. That's it. It's not an actual application. It's just telling. It's declarative. It's just telling people what to do and telling the cloud what to do.
Shout out to my man B9. He said this: for the love of the game, keep out the trolls.
Yeah, we got problems with trolls, and as I think we talk about the class, we got women trying to get into class. As BGS knows, and we talk about, as you know as well, no women are allowed in the class. Period. 0. The women try, they're not allowed. If I think that a woman is in the class and she's using a guy as a front, but it's actually a woman listening, automatic termination. I have no mercy for that. I just, boom, that's it, gone. If I even suspect it's happening. I'm absolute merciless on it. It has to be all men, beyond the basics, really. Okay, so beyond the basics is having a little fun right now. Okay, yeah, okay. So beyond, okay, okay. Beyond the basics, if you want a job at Waffle House, yes, you could do it that way. Go ahead. Okay. At least you'll have an advanced job at Waffle House making $20 an hour doing that. Okay. Yeah, so the prices will increase. That's actually true. So if you guys really want to know about this, so right now, the Conclave, the basic price is $250. That's going to go up to like $500 pretty soon. So get that ticket. I mean, really soon. My class is $750. If I teach it again in 2027, it'll be $2,000. And the AI course, it's $600 now. If I teach it again in 2027, which I probably will, it'll be $5,000. Because I won't be playing at that time.
And when will your AI classes start? The one for this
October. Everything starts in September, October.
Oh, perfecto.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, guys, this is your opportunity to get in. We have a lot of goals inside the class. Like we have a lot of business ideas about how to actually works at Lizo's Sip Kitchen. I know. Andre, who are these people watching your channel?
It sounds like many of my classmates and your students. Let me give some quick shout outs real quick, Theo. Shout out to my man T Mac, who always showing some love with the $10 cash app. Shout out to my Obadiah in the house with the $5. Yesterday it was Christopher Brown with the $5.50 love, and my man Necro with the $5 love yesterday as well. Shout out to all you guys supporting by way of Cash App and PayPal.
Mm-hmm. So part of the reason why we're having this podcast right now, we'll probably have another podcast with you right before the conclave.
Oh yeah,
is we don't want to hear from people. Hey, we didn't know that this was the last time you're going to accept students. So we're making announcements on various podcasts. Yeah, this is going to be the last time we accept students. So, if the water is next year, if people are losing their jobs left and right, and the students in the class are getting hired, and you're like, hey, I want to take your course, I'm going to be like, sorry, man, the doors are closed. We already told you the doors are closed. If you keep on banging on the door, I've got a rifle. I'm going to shoot you out. Like, I'm not opening the door for you. It's done. We've already told you. That's just the way it is. Hold on.
Go ahead. I was about to say, do you mind if I share that chart of information that we just went through, the why, the who, the...
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. I got no problem.
I'll let you answer that. The next one with the Python.
Wait, do I not want to get the CKA next if I can get some more time? I'm doing a Python refresher with some libraries. I'm not... okay. Beyond the basics, you know how I'm gonna answer you in the class. I'll tell you, follow your heart. So what do you want to do in your heart? And follow your heart, because that's what you'll actually achieve. If you're thinking you have to do one thing versus another, you'll never make it. So please just follow your heart. And Dan said, yes, I have 2 classes. I have a beginner's class and an advanced class. So if you haven't taken the class before, you need to go to the beginner's class. The advanced class has a lot of requirements, and I'm not playing around. The advanced class is basically for the students who are already in the group, and I'm actually watching their progress. The advanced class will be offered this year and next year. So twice it'll be offered, okay? Dan, we're about to have the most tech-driven Waffle House on the planet. You're really trying to push me, aren't you? Bro, we talk about this all the time in the class. Okay. Waffle House is an ongoing joke. Because they're always trying to get me to go to Waffle House, and I said, no, I'm too bougie for that. I won't go there. I'm not eating at Waffle House. No, I'm not. I'm already big enough as it is. Do you think I need that crap in my body? I need like avocado and organic food and vegetables and things like that. I don't need no Waffle House. I'll just get bigger than I already am. I don't need that. So, I need a diet, not Waffle House.
I know the exact same feeling. Believe you me, brother. I'm going to share something with you guys real quick. We're going to do a short just public service announcement in regards to on Saturdays when you guys aren't when you're done with your classes with Theo and everything. We are over on Rumble, guys. We're on Rumble. Let me show you guys real quick screen share with the Rumble. On the weekends on Rumble, when you guys get done with your classes, we are watching classic movies. So we usually do a double feature. Last week it was Richie Mack. We watched the Hollywood Shuffle and the 7 Grandmasters karate movie, which was really good. Then the week before, on a Saturday we watched The 5 Deadly Venom and Coolie High. Then the week before that we watched Superfly. So we watched Superfly so far. Then we watched Coffee with Pam Grier, and we watched Dolomite. Then, of course, a week before that, we watched 3 the Hard Way. We've watched the Bruce Lee movie so far. We also watched the Turner with the Pimp Game, and we also watched Uptown Saturday Night. Then before that was one of our first ones. We watched Let's Do It Again, and we watched Car Wash. And the first week was the 36 Chambers, which was Karate Classic, and the Mac. So we'll be watching movies again this Saturday evening. If you guys, once you guys get done with your classes, just come over. We'll be starting the broadcast over on Rumble. Every Rumble, we wish you could watch it on YouTube, guys, but we can't because of copyright strikes. But over on Rumble, it allows us to watch the movie. So we start usually at 8 o'clock. With guys coming in, and right around 8:15 Eastern, that's when we get started watching our movie. So bring your popcorn, your drinks, your beer, and whatever, and we just sit back, crack jokes, and have fun watching old school movies from the 70s and 80s. We've got Shaft coming up, and I forget the second movie I got this week. I know I got one Shaft we got coming up, the original Shaft. And I might do the one with Samuel Jackson, so we might have a Shaft back to back, or I might just do another Kung Fu classic. But just wanted to let you guys know why I keep dropping the link to our Rumble page is because on the weekends we watch movies. If you're not in the middle of your homework, that's another thing. If you're not in the middle of your homework.
I just want to say thank you for having this Rumble Saturday, because all of the I have not seen one of the movies you have shown on there yet. They're all new to me.
Wow.
And I'm a Gen Xer, right? We're both Gen Xers. I haven't seen any of these. When I was growing up, I was just studying to death. That's all I ever did, because I was trying to get out. I knew I was leaving, so I was just studying. And then I was in Japan for a while, and I wasn't watching these kind of movies either. So I like this for my identity. It's great. So on Saturday night, what I usually do, because I teach on Saturday, or somebody else just teaches on, there's usually class. I'm usually just sitting here doing Kubernetes. Actually, at this desk, I'm doing Kubernetes. I'm doing some sort of Python or PyTorch programming, and you pop up, and I sit there and watch while I'm actually programming. It's a good distraction.
That's a good idea. That's a good point. And Jackie, I'm glad that you said that how important it is for you.
Yeah, because I don't have that. I don't have anybody say like, "Hey, look, think about this movie. What about this?" And then you're watching it in a group, and you get to see people chatting. I love it. It brings me so much happiness.
Yeah, that's the fun part. It's not like you're watching a movie by yourself. You're watching a movie with 60 other guys from around the world. And we're all just laughing and having fun and looking at these different scenes and looking back at how we used to dress in the 70s and the 80s. And, you know, it's just so fun to kind of like reflect on that. And my man Beyond the Base said, I don't see any Jackie Chan's classics. And you know what? I think that'll be the second movie this weekend. I'm going to find one of Jackie Chan's classics and put it up there, whether it be the Drunken Dragon or one of his that came out in the 80s. Jackie Chan always had great action movies. So I'm going to this second movie, we're going to watch Shaft, and then we're going to watch a Jackie Chan movie. So yeah, that's what I'm going to get on taking care of this evening. So shout out to you. Great suggestion. And a lot of these movies have been suggested by you guys down the Turnpike. We got House Party 1 and House Party 2 already set up. So we're going to have that coming down the Turnpike in a couple weeks as well.
I haven't watched any Bruce Lee movies in their entirety. No more than 10 minutes.
Wow.
That's it. Yeah. I haven't seen any Jackie Chan movies. What else? What you just said? Shaft. I haven't seen either one of them. I know there's two of them.
Wow.
I haven't seen either one of them.
So yeah, we're gonna be doing Shaft.
Yeah, I wasn't sitting on a couch with a girl, making out. Nah, I was on the sofa or at a desk studying my life out. That's all I was doing, studying. That's how I was.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, part of also why I'm going to stop accepting the new students after 2020. So this fall is the last time I'm going to accept the new students. I'm going to Brazil, and then I only want to focus on the intermediate and advanced students, and then I'm actually going to date like a normal man. So I'm losing my weight right now, and I'm getting my muscles up, and I'm going to go out and date. Normal man?
Oh, you said you're going to date a normal man or date
like a normal man.
Okay. Thought you were telling me, Theo, you're going through a Lizzo phase?
No, I sent you the photo. You got the photo. I got the idea from you, actually, and what kind of woman I was looking for. Like,
man, listen, you got a gymnasium up in there.
Yeah. I got my gym. I'm ready to go. I'm gonna date it. I want to go for Japanese Brazilians. I'm done. That's it.
I've got that for you, T-Mac. The 18 bronze, I already got that in the chamber. I already got the 18 bronzemen. I got that in the chamber waiting for you, brother. Yes, sir. So we're going to be having that coming down the Turnpike as well. Yes, sir.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, so get some classics. Yeah, get them more. I like how you're showing that we were really thin in the 70s. And not only
Yeah.
that, stylish.
Very stylish.
And the men were men. I'm like, wow, like how far we've fallen. It's really bad. And the women were actually women. It was so nice. They weren't as bad as they are now.
No. So
No.
let me ask you this: Is there anything? Excuse me. Is there? Andrea's in there laughing at me now. Andrea's in there laughing at me. She say, "What the hell?" Ask me, do I need some honey? Oh, we got the jokes. Okay, what I was about to attempt to say, is there anything else that you would like to share with the guys? We've talked about the conclave. We talked about the future classes, the current classes. We talked about the climate of what the classes will be like, as well as the climate of the work atmosphere. Theo has basically laid the foundation for everything that's going to take place within the courses for the next year. If it were me, gentlemen, the first thing I'd be doing is not buying a new pair of Jordans. The first thing I'd be doing is making sure I get my ticket for the conclave before it goes up to $500. Remember, on the conclave, it also has a payment plan. So if you want them dudes just like, listen, I ain't got the $250 today, but hey, it does have a payment option up there for your credit card. So you can go ahead and set up the payment option as well, which is like $25, $30 a month. So it has that option up there also. But either way, make sure that you get to the conclave in Miami. It's not all about the Miami-ish part. It's all about the conclave part. And I'm going to tell you something for real. For the most part, we spend more time enjoying each other's company at the conclave than all the part of having fun in Houston. We were so just enjoying, just hanging out, conversing, talking to each other. So in Miami, I don't know how it's going to be, but most of us aren't thinking about going. If you're thinking about clubbing in Miami, have fun. As for me, I'm not about to spend my money on that. I'd rather spend my money and my time being alert and clear for all 3 days.
Mm-hmm. I agree. That's what I prefer to do as well. We're there for business. We just happen to be in Miami. That's it.
Yeah.
Boy, what can I would say this, guys. Don't wait for the last minute. The price, again, I make over $600,000 a year. I didn't get my first pair of Jordans until I made $275,000 a year. And that was after I had been homeless and recovered and had cancer and recovered from that. And so I made $275 in 2016. So I was homeless in 2011. So 5 years after being homeless, that's when I got my first pair of Jordans. And I rarely use them. I have about 40 pairs of Jordans and they just stay on the shelf. They're useless. I don't even care. What I have are books.
There we go, my man.
AI engineering. Yeah. This one, Gen AI with Python. Excellent book. Yep. Just got it. That's getting me a lot of good ideas, a way to explain AI. This is what I'm about, my own training. The money is, I don't care about it. You guys always see me. I always talk about it on the podcast, and I'm sitting on a bench someplace. Because that's how I was when I was homeless. I was on a bench. But that's actually a ringing a part of truth about who I actually am. I'm down to earth. That's it. I'm thinking about how to survive the next economy or the next recession. That's all I think about. So get in there. It's a brotherhood of guys coming together, learning from each other, failing with each other, recovering, and getting to the next stage. This is what we do in the class, and I want you guys to be a part of it. Let me think. We'll look at the chat real quick. Yeah, Theo, can you speak on the future business plans for the class? So we're going to be doing some things with Kubernetes and AI, and we have some really cool things about that we think are good for business ideas about how to actually provide services on the market. So That's something we're going to talk about at the conclave, but also we actually actively talk about it within the class. It's just a question of time before we actually do this, because there is a great future on this. But the point I'm saying to you guys is start at least bare minimum, get a ticket for the conclave, get a reserve your airplane flight, go there, go get your hotel reserved, get the class, things like this, before the prices actually increase. Do this now, because if you wait forever, the opportunity isn't going to be there. That's for sure.
All right. And we're going to showcase one more thing, guys, before you leave, or before we leave. And that is the Patreon. We're going to share some of the things that are on the Patreon for some of you guys that might be interested in signing up and supporting the channel. I'm going to drop the link. I've been dropping the link the whole night. I'm going to showcase what is on the Patreon for you guys. Make sure I screen share that. Shout out to my man Theo, man. We appreciate you being here. We really do. Let me pull this up on the screen. All right. First thing that you'll see on the Patreon when you come in, depending on what tier you're on the Patreon, you'll see the how to get overseas contract jobs. Many of the jobs that Theo is training us for is not just for jobs in the States. There are opportunities for what Theo is training us to do on a global scale. So don't make the mistake of thinking that Theo is only talking about in the States. Yes, you can start off in the States and you can start off in Canada, but there are, I know a guy right now, shout out to my man, Horace. He does the IT. He does the exact same thing in tech. And he's going to be going back to Dubai because he's been working with a guy that he met years ago in tech. That guy needed his skills. And the guy said, hey, I'm going to be going to Dubai to do this. Why don't you come along with me and you could be under contract with me? So now he's going to his second trip to Dubai. So there's so many opportunities that are out there for us when it comes to this. So one of the things you'll see the video that we did last week in regards to overseas contract work, right in the article, you'll see that I put down in the attachments the direct name and email addresses of over 28 different job recruiters. So for those that are interested in trying to find some work while you're in Theo's classes, hint, hint, you can do that. I put a sample job letter template in there. So all you got to do is just fill it in, fill it out. And it's the type of letter that you'd send out to a recruiter if you're interested in overseas work. Also, 10 common questions that recruiters ask. I have that, and I didn't use ChatGPT for that. And also the 3 types of background checks that they ask. We talked about that during the live stream that the guys were talking about. And a letter, a template letter explaining if you got a shady background like I have, but no violence, there's a letter that you could put along and send that out to the recruiter as well, and they'll find some positions for you. So these are all those that are connected to right here. And so let me go more. And this is the article that I put together, the short article that I put together in regards to finding those positions. The next thing that you're going to see over here is also another step-by-step of overseas contract work. Right here is if you're going to be an expat, if you plan on traveling the world, you want to make sure that you have your life insurance, whether you've gotten it in the States, but you also want to have your international health insurance. So what I put down here, and you can tell this was just May 30th, 10 international health insurance providers that the average premium is under $70. So I have these right here. Click on this and you can just scroll on down and it just tells you exactly which ones they are. Then if you're looking at in Colombia, Andrea did a video and gave some information on how to get your Colombian visa step by step, whether it be business visa, whether it be medical visa, because some people come down here on medical tourism. Some people come down here on marriage visas. Andrea show you how to do all those things. So step by step, she breaks down what the different types of visas are and what her package is and what her fees are and how to reach out to her. Shout out to my man Keaton. He's one of Theo's students, and he said he'll be there soon. Right here is the 44 Laws of Power, the actual book. I mean, the 44 Laws of Travel. That book is actually right here in the Patreon. You can just download it. Also, this is just a little bit of advertisement for all three of the books. Here's, once again, overseas contract work. Also, here's the book, Stop Making Excuses. That's in the Patreon. So if you don't get a chance to buy the tangible book, you can also be, if you're on a $15 tier, you can also just download the actual ebook. It's waiting for you, as well as anywhere possible. That book is in there, How to Live in Over 60% of the World and Under. Actually, How to Live in 60% of the world's upper middle class for under or between $2,500 to $3,500 a month. That's what the whole book is about. And I broke down everything that you need to know in regards to anywhere is possible. So instead of having to order it, you can actually get it right here if you're among the $15 tier. Right here. Also, how to find remote work. Once again, here's another video we did on 10 things younger women wish older men knew. These are 10 things. Also right here, many people know my man. And don't worry when it doesn't work. Like Theo was saying, sometimes you got to get comfortable with failure. That's right there in the Patreon. 6 steps, once again, to your visa. This is the video that Andrea did. Scroll down a little further. How to live anywhere you want, so forth. Your goals. Let's scroll remote jobs again. And let's scroll down a little further. Oh, a message from Dylan Sperling from the Black Manosphere Conclave last year. So this is Dennis Sperling last year, what he has to say to black men at the Black Manosphere Conclave. And there's even a lot more that's on here as well. A lot more here. But basically, guys, you definitely want to take advantage of being a part of the Patreon and supporting the channel. Shout out to you guys that have been supporting the channel so far. And I'm going to start doing live streams on the Patreon as well.
I think that's good. I think you got a lot of value in there. It's actually rather useful. That's a good Patreon. Not everybody has that kind of information like that. That's actually really good. I say, guys, go ahead and join his Patreon. You can actually have something of value in there. And it's actually good especially for networking with other men in there. I think that's great. And then you also have a WhatsApp group chat, right? Something like that.
WhatsApp group chat for those that are looking to come to Colombia for the first time. We got a WhatsApp group chat for those that are already living in Colombia. We have a WhatsApp group chat for those that are coming to South America, and we have a WhatsApp group chat for remote work and government contract work. We have over 75 guys in that group right now. So if you're looking to be government contract, you're going to be in any of those groups, all you got to do is just shoot me an email with your name and phone number. Shoot me an email with your name. It doesn't have to be your last name, but just with your name and your phone number. Some of you guys just shot me an email with your name, and I had to re-email you, and I said, "Where's the phone number?" Yeah, quite a few dudes sent me an email with their name, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And so I had to reach out to them, and they sent me their phone number. So if you're interested in getting in any of those groups, the one group that we have, the Colombia Mastermind group, we have over 200, almost 225 people in that group as well. There's no charge. Just get into that group. If you're part of the Patreon, let me know, because you guys are automatically put in that group. Shout out to you guys.
Let me ask you this question again so people understand this. Before you went to Colombia, how many people did you know? What kind of networking did you have there?
Most of the people you're talking about overseas?
Like, yeah, for you, when you started this process, what networking did you have? What information was people giving you up front?
My network was, that's a good question. When I first started coming to Colombia, I was fortunate because as an academic college recruiter, I made friends with a lot of Colombians and Venezuelans while I was living in Florida in Orlando. So I had a step up on people. They were the ones that encouraged me to go to Colombia. So I started looking at videos like Ace Live. Ace Live had only 200 subscribers at that time period. So it wasn't that many people in his comment sections. So I just reached out to Ace Live in his comments and I said, hey, brother, I know you don't know me, but I'm looking to come to Colombia. I got a lot of Colombian friends that's been encouraging me to go to their country. And so he was so excited that somebody reached out to him to come down to actually enjoy Medellin. And so I came down, and then he introduced me to all these military brothers that have been traveling to Colombia. And so it just built my network more and more. Then when I went back, my Colombian friends were so happy for me, and they were like, okay, now here's what's going to happen. You're going to go, especially the females, you're going to go back to Colombia. You're going to meet an educated, beautiful Colombiana, and you're going to get married. And I'm thinking to myself, like, listen, I just got a divorce. I am not the last thing on the true story. Last thing on the planet I'm trying to do is get married to anybody. And they laughed at me. They were like, see, that's because you haven't been with a Colombian woman. And I was like, okay. I said, and I've been around enough for them to know that there's a difference between the average everyday American woman that I was around and Latin women I was around. I noticed the dynamic of the family even in the States. And so came to Colombia, dated around like any other dude, but when I was ready to sit my butt down somewhere, the universe gave me Andrea, and I've been happily married ever since then. So, but I started. Yes, and she does cook for breakfast. She made me French toast. She learned to make French toast a couple years ago for your boy, and she makes me French toast every once in a while. As long as I stay in the gym, she makes a mean French toast.
And she makes you popcorn.
Oh yeah, she makes me everything, man. I think Andrea does 95% of the cooking.
I was gonna say, guys, nobody makes me popcorn. I make my own. So I get no popcorn. I get no French toast. I don't get nothing.
Popcorn.
So
French
one
toast.
of the points I'm trying to show to the guys who are listening to this is the opportunity that you have on having networking through Andre. When I went to Japan in '97, I didn't know anybody there. So when I landed, okay, no cell phone, because the United States didn't have cell phones at that point, basically. There was no email. There was basically no internet in my area. So I had no ability to communicate with my parents when I returned back, when I actually landed. I actually had to make a collect call back to the United States. And I waited a few days to actually call my parents. So they called my company where I was working to see if I was alive. They had no idea. There was no Facebook, nothing. So I went in a total vacuum when I went. And when I went to Japan, it was a one-way ticket. I wasn't coming back. And I didn't come back to Japan. I'd come back to the United States for the first 3.5 years. And I only came back to the United States because I had training in Chicago, and my company paid for my ticket to Chicago. So I did not pay for my ticket to go back to the United States. I want to tell you guys, like, the amount of detachment that I had with the United States was massive, and I had to figure everything out. Like, if I get a cell phone in Japan, what do I need to do? What are the providers? Where do I get food? How do I get banking services? All that stuff I had to go figure out on my own. And you guys get a Patreon, a WhatsApp group, you get a class, you get a conclave, you get all these opportunities to actually go and leave the country. I have no idea why you guys are still here.
Yeah.
And I listen to Andre all the time, man, because I listen to whatever you're on. I kind of pop up. It's because I agree with what you're saying so much. And you guys need to keep it in your head. It's like the daily dose of red pill from Sandman. Shout out to him. You need your daily dose of Passport Bro. And Andre is giving it to you. You need to be reminded, this is why you're leaving. And this is the opportunities you have. The problem we got is we got so many black men who are hesitant to leave. and prefer slavery on the plantation
True.
instead of leaving and getting your passport and actually having true freedom. I don't know why the heck you guys are still here. So I'm over here because I have some things to take care of after Japan, but I know the resources that I need. I'm getting my education. I'm getting all my gym equipment. I've got my dogs. My dogs have all the vaccinations that they need to actually go to Brazil permanently, right? I have my containers ready. I know where to get my containers to put all my crap in it. I started getting storage. I'm putting my stuff in storage on a monthly basis right now. Just doing the transfer because I have to vacate my house and I have to get repairs in the house so I can rent it out later on. I am doing this on a monthly basis to get out. And it's like something that Andre said before. Your year before you actually go is going to be a slow year. And oh my goodness, you guys have no idea. It's gone to a crawl for me right now. Yeah. The time is going so slow. But I'm teaching, I'm working to death. I'm studying Portuguese every day, right? Getting my verbs in, getting my sentence structure, making sure I know what I'm doing in Portuguese. I'm studying, I'm acquiring all the resources that I need for Brazil. Because I know when I go, that's it. I'm only going to come back to the United States to get a computer or go to the conclave. I'm done. And when I was in Japan 12 and a half years, I only returned to the United States 3 times. I had no desire to be here.
Yeah. Yeah, guys often hear me tell the story of I came back in the middle of COVID and I left in 2 days. I couldn't take it.
Yeah.
I saw who I needed to see, and
I remember you at the conclave. I looked at your eyes. I was like, oh, you're miserable here. Man, you're not going to be able to take it.
I was what kept me strong was seeing all the men and meeting Quiet Storm face to face, meeting all you other guys face to face for the first time. That was my motivation. But other than that, I literally spent, if it wasn't for Richie Mack and Culture Connection, and El Guapo dragging me out of my hotel room, I wouldn't have. Some of you guys invited me, Quiet Storm and them invited me a few times to go smoke cigars and some brandy with them. Each time, shout out to my man Naaman, and each time I was like, yeah, I'll be there. And by the time I got to the hotel room, I was like, I'm good. I'm good. The last night, I had to push myself to go out and go hang out with the brothers and have some cigars and have some drinks and just enjoy the night, because I really did want to enjoy the last night with hanging out with the guys. And but other than that, you guys are literally the first reason why I went back to the States. If it wasn't for the conclave, I'd probably maybe go visit my sister. But other than that, and my Uncle Jeffrey, he's always down here. So my family is Jeffrey. So he's always down here almost every 2-3 months. So I'm not missing fam, because my true fam is Jeffrey. He's the one we lived in Tampa together for 13, 14 years. So I had no real reason to kind of like rush back to the States. And yes, I was miserable. I was miserable, man. Because all the things you guys complain about came to life. You know, the loud music, the bonnets and the bonnets and pajamas in Walmart, and you know, I'm seeing all this stuff actually come to life. I hear you guys' complaints, and then all of a sudden I look around, I'm looking, you know, the obesity rate and all this stuff is real now. It's not just me talking about it on a live stream or you guys talking about it, but it's actually real. And I'm like, man, I guess I'm spoiled with, you know, being in other countries. You know, I'm kind of spoiled with I guess I am, man. I guess I am. I'm kind of spoiled. Shout out to my man Chaos Rain building.
I was. Go ahead. You first. Yeah. Okay, so I came back to the United States. 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and each time I went to my university, Champaign-Urbana, University of Illinois, Champaign-Urbana. When I was at my university, I was in heaven. Okay, I had no idea. I had no desire to be outside of my university in the United States. That was it. I didn't go to my hometown. I didn't go any place else. One time I went to California because I had training in California. I looked at California as being chaotic hellhole. I brought my Japanese wife. We had training. I had training in Washington, D.C., but it was more in Baltimore. So we would go to Baltimore. Okay, I was the only black person my wife knew. Okay, so she and I were in Baltimore together, and she looked at Baltimore and she's like, "This is a failed state. Like, what is wrong with you people?" As far as she was concerned, it was worse than a third world country, and she was like, "I don't even want to be here anymore." So we stayed like in the bookstore, in the hotel, and then we went to DC. But outside of that, she was like, "I do not want to be in this country at all." And this is, again, to you people, especially like women who are looking here, thinking that these like foreign women want to have, thinking that women want to get a green card.
No.
My wife, my Japanese had no desire to in the United people are like, I tell them I'm American. That's fine. I'll let that go. That's fine. They think I'm a foreigner. It's good. But I'm going to say this: we had no desire, and I went when you guys live abroad for an extended period of time, you will think, why the hell you stayed in that plantation for so long in the first place?
True.
It makes no sense. It makes none.
True. That
So right now, TIQS said Theo refused to go back to O Block and run into Larry. That's right. No O Block for me, Southside Chicago.
Yeah, man.
There we go. My daughters are at UIUC. Hey, ILL, INI, yes, Illini. That's
There
my
you
alma
go.
mater.
There you go. I figured that, Theo. I figured that.
So whenever I'm in your chat and I start going after Detroit, you have to know I'm an Illini. This is my natural inclination. I'm like, okay, watch Ohio and Michigan fight each other and then destroy whoever's left. That's what we're going to do.
That's exactly what that is. That's exactly what it is.
So the rivalry is still there. I don't care if you're a 4-passport bro. So like, you're Detroit. Okay.
No, the rivalry will always be there. And that's the other thing, guys. You can feel in other countries, man. I have not missed NFL Red Zone. I still watch the Red Zone every year. We don't miss any basketball games. We don't miss any major sporting events. You bring your Amazon Fire Stick. I've got the same Amazon Fire Stick that I had 7 years ago. Nothing is different. You can go online on YouTube and watch videos on how to upload new apps. So don't think that when you leave that you're gonna miss out. South America gets Amazon delivery just like you get Amazon delivery. This whole studio is Amazon delivery except for this. So all the lighting you see, this here, the colognes, the floating stick, all the stuff is Amazon delivery. So don't think that you leave to the Purdue Boilermakers. Shout out to them Boilermakers. Shout out to West Lafayette and the Boilermakers, Purdue. And so at the end of the day, guys, don't think that you're going to leave the United States and you won't be able to get this or you won't be able to have that. These 2 giant monitors that I have are from Amazon. So like I said, don't feel, speaking of Amazon, make sure you guys order your copy of Anywhere Is Possible, How to Live in 60% of the World's Upper Middle Class for less than $3,000 a month. Make sure you get this. As Theo was talking earlier, and I mean this, guys, as Theo was talking earlier, I wish I had this book when I was relocating. I mean, step by step. It would have kept me encouraged. It would have opened up doors for me. It would have showed me which direction to go and which direction not to go. None of, like Theo was saying, none of the stuff for him existed. When I left in 2017, none of that stuff existed. When I started traveling to Colombia in 2017, and I started traveling to other countries, none the knowledge that's in this book, dude, I kid you not, is not. I'm just not just promoting just any old thing. I'm saying I made sure I put in this book to keep men that live in the U.S. and I also put Canada in here, so all the links for Canada and all the links for UK I purposely put in this book because I wish somebody had set their butt down and gave a blueprint to men or even women or even elders how to leave the matrix and do it successfully. So a lot of stuff that Theo was saying, you know, how to get your shipping containers, got that in the book. If you're a special needs person, like my man Sheldon, the blind traveler, I got a whole chapter dedicated to special needs. You got pets, I got that in here. What vaccinations they need, what paperwork the pets need, because there are brothers down here already that already have their pets, their cats, their dogs that they had to bring down here to Colombia, and their pets just as much as the rest of you guys. So I made sure that is in here. How to open up bank accounts, how to get your international health insurance. It's not even you military guys, it's not the regular U.S. health insurance policy. It is your international, no matter where you land, health insurance policy. You have to have that if you're going to fill out a visa in most countries. Guys don't know that. I didn't know that, so I made sure I put all that in the book. I started off, the first chapters are about living the American dream outside of America. Can you live the actual American dream outside of America? So I put that in here, and then the 44 laws of travel are the step-by-steps how to, once you get into a country, what steps do you take? What next? What routines do you bring with you? How do I vet out in the family dynamic? What do I bring with me to a new country? All those things are in the 44 laws of travel.
Yeah, you guys need to be paying attention to this. Again, guys who are watching right now, this is actually very important, especially if you're going to go there long term. You need to be thinking about this, especially like bringing your habits. You need to establish what habits you do, and then particularly when you, like, I'm going to Brazil for 3 months and I'm going to be in Cali for 1 month. I'm bringing those habits over, and then when I go there, I'm not in party mode. You have no idea how many people think I'm going to like Colombia or Brazil and I'm going to party there. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm working. What did I stop? When you guys? Oh, it's irritating. And one of the things I do when I go abroad, especially if I'm going to go over there for 2 or 3 months, first, my international insurance, health insurance, I get 3 months of that straight out. Even if I'm there for a month or 2 months, I don't care. I get 3 months of it just to show immigration. I'm set. All right. I have all my itinerary. When I go there, my first week, I'm just doing acclimation because I got, I'm a new country, right? So where do I get my food? Where do I get my water? Right? I need to know all that. After that, I go get gym membership because I need to do normal gym. Once I get into the gym, I'm going to tell them, like, okay, I don't speak your language, especially if I'm in Brazil or Colombia, like I don't speak the language. I want a personal trainer who speaks in English. And they're like, okay, we'll find you one. And I get a personal trainer so that I have somebody telling me what to do when I'm doing my lifts. And then I usually go to CrossFit after that. So I get CrossFit and gym membership. They're two different. And after that, I usually find various restaurants that I like to go out to. And I start establishing a normal pattern of how I do my normal life. Where my groceries are, where I go my shopping, where I do my exercise, and it's just a normal pattern, exactly what I did back in Austin. It's no different, and I have a normal life.
That's it. A lot of times, guys get thrown off, Theo, because they don't bring their routines. They don't bring that normal life that was normal and comfortable for them in the States. So what end up happening is they either find themselves bored or distracted in their new country. They either like, man, I'm going back to the States. Why? Because that's what my routine is. Well, you didn't bring your routine with you when you moved to that new country. So now you're bored and you're like, man, this is not like it was when I was on vacation. Well, you're not here on vacation. In the book, I have a chapter dedicated to the relocation you versus the vacation you. There are two totally different entities. The vacation you for that instantaneous high. The relocation you is looking for how a country or a city will gel with your routines. I give you a perfect story, guys. I know a guy that moved to Medellin, my boy Carlton of Carlton's Travel on YouTube. Shout out to Carlton. Carlton moved to Medellin, started a YouTube channel. He's just helping so many guys relocate there, and was great. And he hit me up one day. He said, Dre, I'm leaving Medellin. I said, oh, okay, because everybody knew you from Medellin. He said, I'm moving to Cartagena. I said, why are you moving to Cartagena? He said, because most guys don't know my hobby is deep sea fishing. I said, what? He said, dude, I've got awards. I've got, I've always been into fishing, fly fishing, but my thing is deep sea fishing. I said, you kidding? He said, no. I said, then why would you move to Medellin? He said, I was asking myself that, and I've been miserable ever since I've been here. Even though I enjoy Colombia, I don't like being away from the ocean because I can't do what I love. He moved to Cartagena and has been living his best life doing deep sea fishing. Why? Because it went with his routine. Medellin was cool for him as a vacationer. It wasn't good for him as a relocator. A lot of you guys are going to make the mistake of thinking because Rio is so great that you can't enjoy the other areas of Brazil. So that may gel even better with your routine. So make sure you guys bring your routine with you.
Let me make a comment on that. That's really great. Okay, so I'm a cyclist. I have to ride my bike every single day.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like I didn't like Sao Paulo until I started riding my bike. And I was able to rent a bike, and I brought my helmet with me on the airplane. So I had my helmet, put it on, I got a rent bike, and I started riding. Loved Sao Paulo. That's when I really started gelling with the country. I was going to go to Rio, and I saw a house I wanted to buy. It's $400,000. I could buy it with cash. And I had this whole idea about how I was going to live in Rio, right? And I saw the requirement for cycling, how cycling would actually work. And then I went on and I looked at the violence. Like, I basically saw how, what they call bandito. So bandito could intercept me and put me at gunpoint along a biking paths. But I never had the problem in Sao Paulo, and that was it. Rio was done. I was like, I'm not going. If I can't ride my bike there, why am I there? Doesn't make sense to me.
Great point.
All right. And when I dated in Sao Paulo, right? I'm gonna say this. We just said right? How many guys I knew went to Sao Paulo and they left exactly? They didn't have their routine. And they were asking me, where do you find the women? Where do you do this? Where do you do that? I'm like, what's wrong with you? Like, over 10 million people here, and you're just thinking about that? Really, bro? So I dated 3 women when I was in Sao Paulo. I dated a German woman, met her at the gym. Japanese Brazilian, met her at the gym. And a dark Afro-Latina, right? Met her at CrossFit. Where it was, normal routine, doesn't any pick up. All 3 of them walked up to me, and I'm a big guy. They just walked up to me and started talking. It was that easy.
Yep.
So I'm just like, guys, if you don't establish a routine, don't be surprised if you're not getting any. Right? If you're not,
point.
You got to be normal. I know where to buy. Okay, I love alkaline water. So I want alkaline at least 9 and above. I know where to go in Sao Paulo to get that or have that ordered to my hotel or to my apartment. I'm all about that because when I land, if I don't have my water, I'm ticked. So I'm like, where's my alkaline water? I'm not drinking from no faucet. I'm not getting this gas bubbly stuff. I need alkaline 9 and above water sent to me. I need a gallon of it a day. Where's my water? So I make sure I have that all ordered for me before I get on the airplane. I land, get to my apartment, my hotel room by 10 a.m. My water's there by noon. I'm ready.
There you go. There you go. Have whatever's a part of your routine, guys. Have that set up, and it makes you a lot more comfortable in your new country. It really does.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Why said Sao Paulo is perfect for me.
I love Sao Paulo. I just think it's the perfect country. Sorry, the perfect city. I'm used to massive cities. That's another thing, guys. I want to say this. Okay, Andre here, I can tell from his demeanor, his personality, Cali fits him.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. I lived in 16 years in the Tokyo metropolitan area. They have over 36 million people. As far as I'm concerned, any city under 5 million people is depopulated.
Right.
Okay? I look at Austin as being a village at best. A village. Chicago is empty. Los Angeles needs development. That's the way I look at it. So when I'm in Sao Paulo, I'm like, oh, this is actual city. Okay, I could be here. It's the way it is. I know that about myself. So I'm either going to do something like America, countryside, or international, massive city. I know that about myself as a person. You need to understand who you are as an international traveler, passport bro, and deal with it. So if you like some more like Cali, there's a place for Cali. There's a lot of my students, Cali's perfect for them. Go there. Me, I need Sao Paulo. That's the way it is. Or Tokyo or something like that. I need something major.
There you go. Having the large population that you're accustomed to, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, yeah.
I noticed that you mentioned the cities in America that a lot of people think that may be over 1 million people, but they aren't.
Yeah, but they're not.
Just take
they're
a
really
quick look.
It's a spread out. So they say like Austin, like San Antonio metropolitan area has a certain amount of people. I'm like, dude, it's countryside here, man. Got a bunch of fields. Got a bunch of country people. It's nothing. If you're on the airplane flying over Austin, if you just fall asleep for a few seconds, you just miss the city. So who cares? It's nothing.
I got a bit of trivia for you. There are only, and I knew this, but a lot of people don't know this. Did you know there are only 10 cities in the United States that are over 1 million people?
I believe it.
10 cities. You ready? Let's go. New York City. New York City, one at 8.3.
Mm-hmm.
Los Angeles, California, 4 million plus. Chicago, Illinois, 2.7 million. Houston, Texas, 2.3 million. Phoenix, Arizona, 1.7 million. Philadelphia, 1.6 million. San Antonio, 1.5 million. San Diego, California, 1.4 million. Dallas, Texas, 1.4 million. And San Jose, California, 1 million. And that's it. Not Miami, not Detroit, not Phoenix. You know, you think there will be more, but most cities in America are not as large as you guys think. So when Theo is saying that he looks at Chicago like it's empty compared to the 34 million and 35 million in a city that he's accustomed to, I can understand that, because Chicago is only, compared to your 35 million, it's only 3 million people in Chicago. Most people actually think that their cities are bigger than what they are.
It's so in Tokyo, my main station was Shinjuku Station. They have over 2 million people going through one station every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that would baffle most cities in the United States. They don't have the infrastructure and support for that. And I look at the United States like, you guys need to be developed. Like, what's wrong with you guys? You guys got this, again, going on a little rant like you do. Like, you got this huge military, you can go around the world exerting your power, but you have nothing in infrastructure in your own country. Your schools are being destroyed, and your people are uneducated. What's wrong with you? I don't get it. So yeah, I definitely want to leave.
Yeah, I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. Well, it's been a great live stream. I don't want to keep you late because I know you got some things to do in the morning, and I know you got some classes as well that's coming up. But congratulations once again on the not just the contract, but actually the job offer that you received.
Thank you.
And anything else that you want to share with the guys, the 91 people that are still here in closing?
This is your opportunity, guys. You can still get a cloud job. You need to put in the work. You got a great group of guys who are there to help you. We have a wonderful program. Again, this is going to be the beginning of the AI cloud engineering program that I'm starting. So you can actually do it. What I'm telling you guys is don't hesitate. Go for it. And as Andrea said on his podcast, we're not going to be doing this forever. And you need to get onto it. So again, as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to retool my career with AI. I'm going to keep on teaching guys the intermediate to the advanced, and I'm going to get some cute little, Japanese Brazilian in Sao Paulo and make 4 kids. Yeah. That's it. Done. That's it. Running to the sunset. I did my job. If you could say, what do you do for the Black community? I got an answer.
Come on now.
Right. Like, see all those people with jobs? That's what I did right there. So that's it. And again, it's been a pleasure being here. Again, I love your channel. I love your podcast. Guys, I'm sorry, sign up. Start doing it. If you come into the class again next summer, I'm going to take your cloud class, Theo. Sorry, you had your opportunity. We did it for 5 years. It's not there anymore. Just the way it is. I'm going to be looking at you like nah, man. So please join. We want you in the class. We want you to be with us. We want you to sail with us on the Ark. Get it going. We're there for you.
All right. Well, let's get ready to do this. Shout out to all you guys from Class 6, Class 5, 6.5, Class 4, Class 3, 2, 1. Shout out to all you guys for being here this evening on Andre and Andre's Love Crossing Borders. Remember, tomorrow night is going to be Shaft, and we're going to have a Jackie Chan movie. And I see the Star Trek request, one of the Star Trek movies. We're going to do that one down the turnpike as well. But let's get ready to do the outros, gentlemen. Enjoy our night with some of the cowgirls. Oville. Here we go.